Did that work? I don't know because it.
I don't know what 1, 2, 3 is. Are you ready?
I try. I'm out of still. Okay, I'm fully out of my stuff. I'm muting everything now. What do you think 1, 2, 3 is?
Started now. No, I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking.
What do you normally do when you do a countdown or count up or?
Way to start this little episode. So first of all, I haven't even unmuted him yet on my side because I don't know what he's gonna be going on about. So basic way to say is he's decided to take forever to pop up a stream to watch for no apparent reason. Whatever. And yeah, that's very professional there, sir. What do you have to say for yourself? The constipated cat response. Gotcha. And I see he also has some hate speech in the comments. Good to know. Now it has devolved into slander. Alright.
This is top quality, guys. This is how it works. So, yeah, shouldn't you do? Remember what happened last time?
I know, that's what I'm saying right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Ensemble. And as we should be doing from now on, I'm going to start introducing who we are, just for audio later or whatever. I'm Nexus. You are?
Dying at the moment.
Alright, dying at the moment. Let's go.
Oh, good. Yes, I'm Sweden. Depending on where you're watching, I'm Sweden Cat Boy or Sweden Boy, depending on where you're watching. So,
me, I always just label him as Sweden Boy Gaming, just because that's how it first went about. And then you decided to put cat and everything.
I became a cat. I evolved in life. You know, it was no one pressing B. No one ever pressed B when I was evolving.
I'm pretty sure they pressed B every single time, and they just fell asleep at the wheel at this point.
I feel like that's life. That's God right
like
now.
Those reverse evolutions between Magikarp and Gyarados.
That's like God right now. It's like, stop evolving! Stop evolving! Why is it? Is the bottom broken? Stop!
Jesus Christ. Imagine instead of Pokemon, it just works with humans at this point.
Oh God.
Alright, we should stop with that one. Oh yeah. This episode is brought to you by a dying man. Because clearly he keeps coughing like crazy. Do you think he's sick, or do you think he just can't control it?
Or am I both?
Or both.
Today brought by us the non-sponsored drink that we have. That I always drink.
That you have.
Yeah, he's bad. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any. Not my fault. I'm not the one who buys drinks.
I always like buy this. Like I bought this a week ago, and I still have it.
Not sure if I would drink.
Oh, don't worry.
For drinking something like that.
It's cold.
Also,
it's been in my private freezer for a week.
Fridge freezer.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what my private.
Out of context, you can imagine how that sounds.
Are you implying something, sir?
Probably.
Do I have to put you in my private freezer?
Anything with a private anything. Makes it sounds. My private freezer, my private room, my private.
I mean, technically, rooms should be private.
Porch. Usually.
And porch, if that should be private also, if you own the property. So, but when you say like private freezer, that's okay for people that doesn't know me.
Well, it's not exactly.
Or actually,
if it would come down to cul-de-sac or whatever suburban area.
Yeah.
Not really private on those. Anyway.
Yeah, but the thing with me, my private freezer is actually not a freezer. It's actually an open window, and it works great and it's a great winter. So like, if I have soda or if I actually have energy drinks at the moment at my window now, it's cold. It's fucking cold, and I'm like, yes.
I don't even need a window to do that. I just have to let it sit in the house. It'll get cold.
Seems cold of you.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a certain somebody.
You know, this joke is kind of. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to lay them on ice.
I mean, hey, it's getting pretty old. All right. Probably just. Yeah.
Just put them on ice, like.
Yeah.
Freeze.
Nice. Freeze it up. Cold turkey. See, because it's Thanksgiving coming up for us over here, and
yeah, and that's like
someone else.
It's so.
Celebrate that.
I think Canada has one. Not sure if Britain actually has it.
No, probably. Oh, it's something else of a sense, but
Yeah, but I think Canada does have some sort of Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving does technically have a type of it definitely has the history behind it.
Yeah,
in a way, it kind of is one of those you can just disconnect it from everything. It doesn't even have to have a history.
Yeah, because people doesn't know this true history. Because people think.
Even so, I'm just saying that you don't need one for it.
No.
Every holiday doesn't need a freaking history. Just have it.
Technically, Christmas is based around one thing. Same with Easter. So those two have a history that you can't deny, but people have ignored that history. I mean, you and I can, but we are normal people.
I'm just saying you can deny a little bit. It's not too much. I mean, you can still celebrate it, but I'm saying that it's not exact.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into anything religious, but I'm just saying in general, it's a thing.
I feel like we're talking about God, Christmas, anything of that a little bit too much right now.
Yes, we've already put that. I'm saying we're not gonna go deep into anything religious. Anyway.
Now we pray to the Lord, the one and true Lord, which is Gabe. Yes, Gabe. Pray to the Lord, Gabe.
I love that. Just the sheer reaction that you gave on that one word. Just I wonder what that guy's name is. Gabe. Just fucking Gabe.
I mean, you could get it up with any bad name, but you got Gabe.
I know it's whatever it is, hired security or private security force from the U.S. or something, or some middle ground. But Gabe, come on now, he doesn't even have a last name. People around here have a last name. While I know some people in Japan and stuff that don't exactly have the surname.
Fucking Poe has a fucking last name.
I mean, come on.
And then you have Gabe.
And there's surname.
Oh, what's your name? Gabriel. Okay, last name? Your last name, sir.
When it comes to Gabriel, that's fine. That at least sounds adequate and be fine.
Yeah, but
just flat out Gabe.
The funny part, his name is Gabriel. Everyone calls him Gabe, and then he's the insane guy, and that makes it fun. Yeah.
I still haven't seen the latest couple of episodes.
Oh, you should see.
One that came out today. One before.
I'm not seeing today's yet, but I saw the last one. That was disappointing to me.
I mean, I watched it in a way because I care less for the opinions of others when
it comes to shows. I mean, you have to watch it for the continuance.
When it comes down to it, when someone says that a show's good or everything, again, I'll consider it. When someone says the show sucks, I'll just be like, okay. I mean, still gonna try it anyway.
Oh, it sucks. Well, let me watch it anyways. But
I know a few people who have tried to tell me. They were just it's oh, so what about the last episode or whatever? And they're just no, you don't need to watch that crap. It was terrible. I go and watch it. I'm like, I don't really find much of a problem with it.
The-
Sure, it's a little weaker, but I mean, it's not too much of a problem.
I mean,
They were just
the only
trying
thing I
their
can
best to
say
not-
is
to get you
that
not to watch it.
they kind of ended at a dumb place. Like,
Have you watched SAO before?
I mean, like
Have
that's
you watched anime before? That is a huge thing that happens.
like, yeah, but it was like so disappointing because it was like, not only. I mean, I get when I mean, we should not talk about. Okay, we can talk about like last season. That's also a dumb ending. It's like, and a naked lady that I normally wouldn't mind, but that was just disappointing. Like, it was such an
Way to
unnecessary
let that one
thing.
over.
Like, it was an unnecessary thing in general. Like, oh, she's naked.
Why?
Like, why? I mean,
I
I
don't know,
guess for
really,
the
just a
one
lot of-
episode when she got naked, that episode I kind of get why.
People gotta come into this and wonder what in the living hell are these two talking about?
Naked ladies that should be naked.
That's not a context version. In context version is SAO Mousization Part 1. Point being, don't know what the hell they were thinking on that one, but you know what?
Who needs clothes? I mean, I don't hate
Biggest
nudist people. If you
one-worded-
wonder, I just hate her. I don't know
I'm saying,
why.
Biggest one episode or like one reason, one worded reason. Japan.
Like, why?
It's just the way their culture works, I guess. But in a lot of ways,
Yeah, okay, Japan in general has the fucking best humor ever. Like, they have no care about what they put.
they do care in a lot of places, but
I wonder. I'm gonna go check something. Is Allocation Part 2 still rated R13 or PG-13?
what?
Yeah. SEO Allocation was rated PG-13. The first season of Allocation.
It's rated M every time I check, or R in this case.
Yeah, I think it was that last time, but I'm gonna see if they have put that on latest season 2 or if it's like, nah,
You do that.
it's safe for kids.
You do that.
What's the name? Sword Art Online. Good job. The one game
What
I
is the
see.
name? the one thing you obsess over.
What
How
can
did you
I-
manage that?
No. Are you questioning me, sir, again?
I question every single thing you ever do.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. I don't know where to read the PD. I think it should be on more information. And it's...
Please go down. Do you need me to look this up? I'm just
Oh,
trying
do I have to
find
go
it.
to my list to say that? Oh.
Well, that was the idea.
I mean, I normally don't go to my list if I can avoid it. I'm going to my PC, that's the issue.
Oh, there it is.
Where's that? Where's Sword Art Online? I need to update this episode. I'm on episode 6. It doesn't give me what the fuck.
PG-13.
What?
PG-13.
I mean, if you have a bad guy named Gabe.
That was for the first season. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, that's the version. Can you check Alexander War of the Underworld? That should be fucking rated R.
That's PG-13.
The fuck?
13-year-olds. As soon as you've done becoming a kid, you're clearly rated for any type of violence.
That's what I feel like these days. Like, you have the we can get into this now. COPPA. Like, everyone knows COPPA, yeah? If you don't, where the fuck have you been? It's like the biggest thing right now on COPPA. I feel COPPA sounds better.
Pretty sure it's COPPA, because if it was COPPA, then it'd be different.
I don't know. I don't care. It's a
COPPA would
dumb
be one of
thing. it's still dumb thing.
Yeah. Also, how come every time we mention something that's going on, and you're just like, "Where the fuck have you been?" Like,
I mean, if you don't
it's
know
like,
COPPA,
well, a lot of
Kappa
people
Kappa.
don't.
Well, I
A
mean,
lot of people don't because they don't pay attention, and rightfully they don't have to.
I mean,
I'm
kind
pretty
of.
sure the idea of talking about a lot of this is mainly to explain for those who don't.
And you who do know, why do you know this? This is not good information for your head. I mean, in general, like I feel like these rules or that law in general is dumb. Because as I have understood,
Well, it's not really much of the law. The law itself makes sense. It's this little part that they're going for doesn't.
yeah, and apparently FTC can prosecute anyone, no matter what they say, if that's correct. No matter what they say, that like, oh, but this isn't family friendly, even though it contains stuff that can be family friendly, or in this case, child friendly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The the problem really is that when it comes down to it, the FTC is working off of old values. They're not working off the new ones because they don't really know. A lot
Yeah,
of people
but
in government and higher up positions and all that other stuff, they don't really know anything about how pop culture is or what exactly people do these days. They're just used to the old way. So basically, say for us, we're in our 20s and we watch cartoons and we basically play Pokemon and all this other crap. They do not think that is supposed to be right. They think all of that is for kids.
yes, and as long as it's not like a bridge version of that,
Or that it
no,
shouldn't be.
yeah, but
Or, well,
I can say this: is it cartoons? Often, it is based for kids. Often, not always. Yeah, if you are TFS, God, they wouldn't. They could make something terrible out of your kid shows.
that's not wrong.
Like, oh, you know this kid show you love? Let me just fix it up a little bit and show you the truth. But it's PG. Well, let me make it PG.
Shows that people think are for kids really just aren't.
Yeah, SpongeBob, definitely not really for kids if you look really closely at the jokes.
Really, it's one of those double deals. Like there's a lot of different types of media where it'll have like a double value where you can have kid. Basically, the show could be more focused towards kids, but they put in adult jokes and all this other stuff that a kid just won't get because it's like really hidden. But when you're growing up and everything, you'll look back like, oh, okay, that's actually more funny because now I get it.
Yeah. Oh
Which
gosh.
a lot of stuff do.
That's what I'm saying. Like kids shows isn't for kids, or but cartoons isn't only for kids. If you look back in how they do them, like that's the issue people don't see. Like
when it comes down to it, I mean, I've researched a lot when it comes down to this stuff already. Like I've done a lot of it recently. Mostly because I'm partially affected here. When it comes down to playing video games as it is, it's not exactly a safe rule.
there,
Think,
yeah,
oh,
there it is. There it is. There's also an issue because I have. That's one of the root. But if you check FTC's list of what is game, what is approved as child friendly, you get into cartoons, animations, and stuff like that. And one of them is a video game, and that was like I'm like,
well, it's kind of like a mixture, really. I don't know. A lot of stuff they're mainly trying to get for educational style, but they don't know. Again, this is why we have ratings on boxes. And while we have ratings on movies and cartoons and animation and all that, we have ratings for reasons. People don't notice that when a cartoon starts, or even an anime, when it starts, there is literally a symbol in like the corners of the screen, or sometimes in the subtitles on the bottom if you're watching a subbed version or something, then it'll literally tell you the rating right there.
yeah.
They have to be there legally. Or at least in America, they have to be legally there to say.
Yeah, I think it has to in Sweden too. Like when we release a movie on DVD or something, it's
Well, that
always
needs to be said, yeah.
on the back. There's always a rating.
Well, only for us, whenever a movie starts, it immediately has to have a pop-up that'll be like this. I don't know. It'll basically just like say the movie's rated this, and then it'll move on.
That's the thing about my content. Is definitely rated M for mature. I can stretch it to like 15 or so, but like it's mostly mature.
Roughly six. I mainly say 16, 17 is my starting point.
Yeah.
For people watching for me.
Yeah, same for me, but I feel like 50, 60, 17, around there.
At that point, you should be sanitized enough to be able to at least hear a lot of swearing.
Unless you're like one of our friends. That's like, doesn't matter if, basically like, oh god, that's also a thing I hate. Overprotective parents. Like, there's one thing protecting your child at a young age, but when they're in their teens and you're like, oh, you can't watch this, like, seriously?
They should be old enough.
Like,
I mean, like, I was okay. True, this is not a good thing. It's not, and I'm not promoting that you should do it. But I was pretty young, and I definitely watched Family Guy and Robot Chicken and American Dad. Not much.
and Simpsons, probably.
Not really much of Simpsons. Like I maybe watched a few. I watched the Simpsons movie, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, did all that mostly at an older kid. I'd say not really young, but like older. What? Actually, no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Watched all that, and yeah.
And there you have it. Also, it's a cartoon, but it's not for children at all. Like that's them, and
a lot of adult jokes, a lot of swearing, all this other stuff. Lately, it depends.
Yeah, yeah, that's the
thing. On their jokes, or they're actually higher up on it. Like, gee.
Yeah,
but then again, this is the people who were okay with showing their kids Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, when, as a matter of fact, the movie just promotes
racism,
like racism, bullying, and all the rest.
Hey, welcome to the world. I mean,
like,
Pokemon.
Oh, it's a cute little movie about Rudolph and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, you don't see any of that.
And then you have Pokemon, basically fucking promoting animal violence.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. In the deal, apparently the Pokemon enjoyed doing it, so I don't really know if that's the case.
It's still animal violence. It's like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if they.
I'm pretty sure PETA has made plenty of ways to go against it.
So, but still, if you think about our history when we were child, technically we were taught to like hate everything, fight everything, and then you have Teletubbies.
Why was that such a popular show? I don't even know looking back on it. I mean,
Nor do
I loved a lot of Teletubbies as a kid. I don't remember.
So did I.
For the names and the freaking vacuum cleaner. No one ever mentions the vacuum cleaner, but I remember that shit.
That vacuum cleaner was the fucking best vacuum cleaner ever.
I'm just saying, when it comes down to, I don't know why that some people got on to it. What's even a problem is that because apparently I watched it so much as a kid, I actually had a British accent.
Oh my god, you British?
As a kid, I had one. Just full-fledged.
Good for you. Want a medal?
Nah. But still, I don't know.
And then they wonder why the fuck the kids these days are fucked up. We watch Teletubbies.
Well, no. These days, there are many reasons why, and that's because shows have gotten progressively and horribly worse. I'll only say this. When it comes down to it, we'll say, for example, Dora the Explorer. Pretty stupid show, but in reality, it did teach a lot of kids Spanish. So, you know what? Props to you. And then we have these other shows.
And we had English in our version. We were taught English in our version of Dora.
Well, was it actually Dora saying English stuff?
We had it translated to Swedish, and she said in certain stuff in like she said backpack instead of the Japan. Instead of the Spanish word for backpack, she said backpack, and then Contained
said
with Swedish.
backpack and for us too. The whole song was
Why?
saying backpack. It was not the whole show was Spanish. She just had specific things that she
Yeah,
said was
that's the thing. We had like certain things like she said backpack and the map was named in English.
That was also English thing for us.
So we have so the Spanish you had. So we did teach. We were taught the basics of this English.
Basics of English, and we were taught the
basics of Spanish, basically.
Not really basics, more of the whatever it was. It was just random, I guess. Well,
did anyone ever watch that fucking the live action movie?
Is that even out on DVD yet?
I don't know. Did shit that get released last year or something?
Apparently, there's I saw it on it was recommended to me in my YouTube feed, but apparently there's a freaking spot in that movie where she takes like some drugs or something, and she randomly it shows the animation style of Dora the Explorer, like the TV show. So it just starts showing that like idea. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't watch it, but I saw in the preview when you're scrolling by, I'll show the preview of it for a minute there. I'm like, what the hell is this movie? I thought this was actually supposed to be an actual live-action kids type of movie, but instead,
Welcome to
it's a live-action, modernized, making fun of.
Yeah, that what you do, because Dora the Explorer, yes, it's good for education, but in reality, it was not that good of a show.
Yeah.
And yet, I promise you, both of us probably watched it.
It did get better, from what I hear.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The more I watched, like
the early versions of it was, hey, where's this tree? Hey, which path should we take? We were told we should take the bridge, so which one of these should we take? And there's the freaking bridge over there, just like.
Yeah, take this other road. That is, it's like not leading right. Like.
Then you just have a freaking Windows 9 mouse click. All right. I don't even have a realistic sound for a click. I just have my actual mouse just freaking.
Yeah, quality content, guys. Quality content. At least I'll say this: we're at least better than Teletubbies. But that's barely.
But back to the whole COPPA thing. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I've researched pretty much quite a bit about it. There's a few points of it where I absolutely understand where they're coming from in that sense, and then there's the other part that I don't. In a way, it's kind of like a mixture type of deal that they say they're trying to. Okay, basically, for those who don't know what this new COPPA rule is basically doing, I mean, we mentioned it in the last stream, but I'll mention it again. I say stream, the last episode. It is a stream, but we're going episodic here. So last episode I mentioned this, but I'll mention it again here. Is that the idea is that on YouTube they are now legally they legally have to put these options, and us as creators are legally required to choose an option. So in this sense, is your video made for kids? Is your video not made for kids? So what happens if you put yes is it basically just hides your video from all existence, is what it's trying to do. It doesn't private it, but it takes away comments, it takes away the notification bell to subscribe. What is it? It takes away interest-based ads. There's a bunch of stuff it takes away. It just takes it all away to basically discoverability of that video if you were to search it up. Oh, and it's not searchable. So you just can't find it. And if you go, the only way you can find it is going to that person's channel specifically and scrolling down. You can't find it any other way because it won't pop up on recommended feeds either. So the whole point of why they were trying to do that is because they're trying to make stuff that are made for kids to sort of die on the platform, I guess. It's kind of like that. So that's why they're trying to say, like in the petition that's going around right now, it says to save family-friendly content, because that content is kind of getting pushed aside, because technically YouTube is not meant for kids. It's meant for 13 or above 13,
yeah, and
really.
That's where this law kind of breaks, because like YouTube is already following the law in that way. They have said, you're not a
Yeah,
but and what FTC actually does is making YouTube the parent instead of the parents being parents. Fucking parents not being parents these days.
well, I know, but I'm saying they're not really trying to censor videos. They're not trying to get rid of the mature content. They're trying to hide out the kid content so YouTube will stop being as interesting to kids. That's kind of the point they're going across. I could be getting that wrong, but that's the side I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is that they're trying
hopefully
to
it's gonna
put
remove it and just push it more on YouTube Kids than it does on the main stuff.
really when it comes down to it, I mean, a lot of stuff probably should just go down to YouTube Kids. So in a way, I see where they're coming from, and I agree in that sense. That basically they could be put there. What I don't agree on is that, oh yeah, another thing, no monetization really because interest-based ads are gone. And to quickly explain that is it's basically 90% of your revenue because interest-based ads are 90% of it. So you get like 10% just remaining. That's a estimated number. It's not exact, but point is that's what happens. So
Unless
all
you
those
have
family-friendly creators are basically just screwed.
and that is dumb.
What's happening though is a lot of other creators getting caught in the crossfires. So people who make animations constantly, like animated videos or something, or they play sort of younger targeted games, I guess. So for me, for example, I go and say this is that I'm trying to do streams of a new Super Mario 64 ROM hack, Super Mario 64 Land, doing that, now. And what happened to me is that I uploaded it and, well, I'd upload it again because the first one decided to be a pain. Uploaded it and I said no. My channel default is to say no, not for kids. But the next day or two, I come back because I was watching Chad Tronic's video about COPPA and everything. And then I go back just to look at my stuff, like, I wonder if any of my stuff got set by. I go in there and it says set for kids by you. And I'm like, no, I said no. And then I put no and I push save. And then it updates. It says set to kids by YouTube. And I'm like, the fuck? I never said that. It's even worse that the Mario one and the Destiny streams that you and me do, that got set too. One of them got set too. Okay. Mario, no, because there's plenty of swearing from me in there. And the Destiny one, hell no.
That's a lot of swearing from me.
A lot from you. Especially towards Ghost. No.
Fuck off, Ghost. Go to fucking hell. I'm a nice.
Okay, question. We gotta answer this question right now. And too bad no one's in here. I do a poll, but which one do you hate more, the Ghost or Silica? Because at this moment, it kind of feels like a
Silica.
similar hatred. It's just like a similar one. I mean, really?
No, actually not. No one can beat Silica because she's a piece of shit. I hope she dies in a fucking fire, and she should die. After her is Screwball, because I hate Screwball also.
Okay, but the thing that's funny though is that you say the exact same things about, but most I think I don't know. I mean, honestly, I see no problem with it. The thing is, in Destiny 1, he's a little bit boring in some sense, but that's just because the dialogue, that was the original dialogue that was scripted there. The more further on you get into the DLCs, he gets better dialogue and everything. And in Destiny 2, he has much better.
Yeah, but
plus he doesn't really talk as much.
I used to dislike. I hate Ghost, but it's just because it's irritating. Like Silica, she has no purpose. Like that's why I hate her. She has no purpose.
That is just called lazy writing.
Basically,
nothing to do with her as a character. That just
yes,
has to
because
do with Kawahara not writing.
Hey, he's a good writer. At least.
Yes, but that doesn't mean there's still mistakes.
I still have to read Mother Rosario.
Good for you. Want a medal? Anyway, down back to the COPPA business. Point overall is that some people are getting caught in this crossfire by YouTube automatically setting it to for kids, and if they try to say no, it doesn't really work out anyway. And of course, a lot of people are kind of getting misinformed in a lot of areas to where it's saying people are like, oh, you'll get 42,000 in a fine. I didn't mention that last time, but That's not exactly the exact thing. It's actually a like maximum they can do. They can do a maximum of 42,000, but it's somewhere along. So that's basically just like a threat level, which is basically what the FBI does with pirated content. They'll say 250,000 is a fine when it's less.
Yeah, it's probably how much if they find a lot of it. Hello, TJ.
Good job. You know how to read.
My brain stopped working when I read the name. Like, how do you read the name? How do you
So
read?
basically, it's just a way, everything when it comes down to it. I mean, again, when it comes to our content, we're not really for kids.
And if anyone, if FTC ever comes to fucking say that, like, hey, your channel is for kids, like, let me show you something. I promise you, if you say this is for kids, I promise you, I will change everything to kids.
I mean, a lot of times is that whenever they check, like, I don't think it's real the FTC properly check it. It's mostly they just see what the content is like. So, they'll say the Mario video, they'll look at it and just be like, like, okay, it's Mario. That is a kid-friendly character. That's a character that kids
Yeah,
like.
and there
Okay,
is
so
also an
that
issue.
must be like that must be made for kids then. So they must have incorrectly put it. Let me just put that down here.
But that's what I have gonna. That's people gonna have an. That's what I think is gonna scare the people the most. Like
a new. No, I'll answer that in a minute. You keep going with your saying.
like that's the thing. Like if that's what people are afraid of is that FTC will go down on certain people because of it. Like if you say, as you said, you played Mario, they don't care what you do in the video. In the end, they care about what you have posted. That's what people are afraid to say. Like, what if I post a video that is not for kids, at all, but it does have what you says is for kids? That's where it's gonna be like, because it's a fine line between what is for kids and what is not for kids when it comes down to gaming. Like, unless it's GTA, and like, if you have games that actually are PG or rated mature or A, that's definitely not for kids. That is that.
Yeah, I mean, most that's the thing because a lot of stores won't even allow it anyway, which they shouldn't. I mean, granted, sometimes it's just really stupid, and other times it just makes sense.
Yeah,
And
I
what is
get A games. Like A-rated games should never be sold to a kid under 18. Without a
A-rated games shouldn't even be sold in stores. So it should just be like, I guess online, I guess, but they shouldn't be sold in physical stores.
GTA can be sold. Does get sold in stores.
GTA
So. Isn't GTA rated A?
No, it's mature.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's very mature.
It's rated 18 in Sweden.
Yeah, I mean, it's still mature here. It's a mixture thing here. A lot of times you'll see something that's rated A for a lot of like violent or like really gory stuff or whatever. But I don't know.
And then you have GTA with sexual
rated.
content, and it's like, it's a mature. Like, the fuck?
Well, that's the thing. Rated M does still have sexual content as a factor. It's still in there in mature content. It's still technically there, but it just when it goes super up, I guess.
It's so weird the ratings. I'm still like, what the fuck? Decide what's what these days. Like, but to be honest, the mature rating, in my opinion, is like the dumbest name you can have on a rating. Like, what is defined mature? Because you can be mature at fucking age 13. The rating itself.
It depends on the mature. I guess when they say mature, it's obviously physically mature, not mentally. Just never. I don't think anyone mentally matures anyway.
I don't think anyone is mentally mature when it comes down to it.
Don't die. It's YouTube that's dying. You shouldn't go along with it. Now, another thing when it comes down to it, though, I mean, like I said, I could still see where the FTC is trying to go with it, trying to again, their main rule is to try to protect children with the COPPA deal. I mean, that's literally what it is. So it makes sense, but they just don't really know what they're going for here.
I
It's kind of
think
annoying
that
in a way.
I think they're gonna fail it pretty much because if YouTube starts losing, they're gonna
In
go.
reality, they might still have this like thing going, but what I'm just hoping is that they kind of fix the way that they see things. That's all that really matters is that they
Yeah,
fix how they
I
see
think it's like
content.
it's old people still at the seat of the leadership, and that's the
It's a
issue.
lot. I mean, that's a thing. If you watched like there were actual government conferences, like U.S. government conferences, if you were to watch those, because they're all public, so if you were to watch them during that whole uh, games causes violence deal, you can just see how out of touch all of them are. There's a lot of them
Was
just like
no
not understanding
basically no one
anything.
under the year 50.
No, there was still some like 40s and 30s, but I'm saying a lot of them are not 30s, but
I mean, I
maybe
would say this: if you're 30,
30 is actually
that's
the
where you
cut. Yeah,
can kind of have the understanding of gaming, because like that's like
it depends. But I'm just saying a lot of people like that they don't understand it of how the stuff actually works at all because they'll just start talking about something random. Just no, they're no. I don't know where you're getting any of this information from.
yeah. This reminds me of the picture of
Just
Adolf playing that picture we had when we talked about game violence. Like, I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, and I think Osama also played games before he crashed the plane. He was like, "This looks interesting. I wonder what happens if we crash a plane into a building." Hey, anyone want to test a thing?
pretty sure that's an obvious. Should probably guess that already. But anyway, I don't know. It's a lot of things that's going down, and when it comes down to it, a lot of people are actually like threatening to just stop or quit. Actually, there is literally. I need to see the date again. There is literally a movement going on right now that is to not upload on a certain day to YouTube to get as many people to not upload that day. Like I had to look at this real quick. Let me search that image. Here it is. Dead upload day. No uploads in protest for better copy regulations for content creators, viewers, and kids alike. November 26th. And that's what is 2 days from now. So 2 days from now is supposed to be a dead upload day.
Oh, good. I don't upload
Of
anything,
course,
anyways.
I mean, when it comes down to it, uh, not many people are really gonna listen to that. They're just gonna upload if they please. But still,
I think a lot of people is gonna do it though, just to show that we don't really want to show that we don't follow these rules because these rules are dumb. Until you give a clear path what is right and wrong,
I mean,
you're gonna lose
I
on it.
imagine you're going to. I mean, really, it's just some random person that are going for it.
I mean, don't worry, I can also go for it. I don't have anything to upload anyway. Actually, I
I
have.
mean, in reality,
You
I'll
don't
see the point.
upload anything.
I don't really upload it. I mean, that technically still works when it comes down to a stream. It's still technically the same difference. But
uh,
yeah, I don't really see the problem.
oh god,
And
I was gonna actually, fun fact, I was gonna stream Ray 4 today. Just ignore that and play Death Stranding instead. Like, It was more like I wasn't in the mood after, like, I was like, I'm not feeling like fucking playing this game right now. And like, I watched a little bit of a video and I was like, I'm gonna play Death Stranding instead.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a lot of plans when it comes to some streams and everything. That's another thing I was gonna mention is sort of how I'm wanting to go forward when it comes to a lot of streaming. I mean, I mentioned it before, but yeah, there's just some stuff I want to actually try. Because currently, I mean, I'm mostly directed around gaming. While yeah, that's this kind of the way I go. It's just gaming all the time kind of just bores the hell out of me. I don't know. It's starting to bore me like crazy.
I think it's
Always
that
try something
we are
different.
gamers. That's the issue. We have our set way to work, but games, as I've said this many times on this podcast, actually, I think, is that games today doesn't have the same standard that they did back in the day. Like nowadays, I feel like everything is almost only online, and then you sit and be like, I don't want to play online games. I want to play a simple single player game with a good story.
Not a lot of those left, and then at the same time, there's also people who don't believe in anything local anymore. So split screen and anything like that's getting erased.
Basically, like, and that makes it like,
Which is the thing I found out when it came to Modern Warfare. You
I mean,
actually
I
can do
kind
split
of
screen.
you can do a
I
split screen.
don't get it whatsoever in any way, no matter what. No matter what the hell anyone tries to say, you have zero arguments to this. Because the arguments are stupid. I do not care, and I will never listen.
But
So no offense to you,
you
because I know you're
need
about
to
to say
have
something.
friends to play split screen.
Doesn't matter. It's the point that it is there. It should always be an option when you have something like that. I mean, it's okay if it's just something that makes
Like,
sense to be online, but I'm saying that when it comes down to Call of Duty, for instance, it's had a theme. I mean, sure, there are some games that haven't had it as well, but I'm saying you already have split screen in it. You can literally
I mean, even
you can literally sign
fucking.
in a second control.
I
You
mean,
can literally sign in two controllers at the same time on Modern Warfare. You can do that. Problem is, you can't do anything with it. Literally, you can't do anything with it. You go to the co-op section of the game, you cannot play online, split screen online on it, and you cannot play it split
oh,
screen
that
locally.
was
It's
fucking
two
fun
people playing
on
local.
Black Ops 3 was when you could play with a friend to online.
Yeah, a lot of them did that. But I'm saying in this case, split screen is just not allowed at all co-op wise, which is completely stupid. And then in multiplayer, it's the exact same thing, except for time trials or whatever the hell those are. Just like, oh, work on your weapons or whatever. Freaking learn the ropes, all this other crap. That's all you can do. You can't even go into a private match and face against bots. Split screen. You could do it yourself, but you cannot just have another person in there. That's split screen.
Yeah.
Campaign, I kind of get, but honestly, that campaign really should have been co-op because a lot of
Oh,
times you were followed by a second person. Like there's always another person next to
that's
you
almost always
in
in
that
Modern
campaign.
Warfare.
So
It's like always a second person in every Modern Warfare besides you, but they are useless as fuck.
Infinity Ward just never wants co-op, honestly. Only Treyarch has ever wanted real co-op.
Yeah.
And it's only happened
Hmm.
only in World of War
I
and
wonder. I'm still fucking
Black Ops 3.
wondering if I get cash tomorrow. I'm still fucking wondering what I'm gonna buy. No, not tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow for me, but in 2 days for us because we're both like weirdos that talks in different times. We talk in a weird time way.
Mm-hmm.
On
Makes most sense
Monday, if
for it.
I get cash, I hopefully gonna buy a new game. Hopefully, I'm trying to find a game where it's actually have a multiplayer so you can join me because I hate playing alone. That's the thing. That's the best thing. I
Anyways,
can buy. I'm trying to get. I'm thinking about actually getting Rico on the console.
don't really see the point in that, but alright.
Mostly because I can't
What
get
you
it on
probably
PC.
do is at least just request for it.
I have already done that. The key didn't work, and I have requested for a new one.
Well, just freaking send a message to the Twitter account. Oops. Like, try to get their attention.
Well, I can see if I'm ever feel like doing it. Message the Rico company itself and say like, oh hey, I requested this key that didn't work, and I asked.
Again, company you mentioned, but mostly just studio is a better way to say it.
To the company. I don't know. I'm weird like
Because
that.
if me and
Okay.
you made a game, it wouldn't be called a company. If me,
If
you,
you,
and like 6 different other people try to make it, wouldn't be even 30 other people, wouldn't be a company.
I mean,
Company
for
implies
us,
that everything is completely licensed and
also would you and me
has
do a
sort of
game?
stuff.
We would have the dumbest fucking game dev name ever. The Nerd Ensemble. Makes.
Honestly, I have no name.
Like, that's the only thing we have. Our brand is the Nerd Ensemble. That would be yeah.
I don't know.
I have 2 brands actually now. The one with you and then my own brand. The Thai Noobs. And I don't think that's gonna work either. On the Thai Noobs.
I mean,
By Thai Noobs Production.
I mean, there's basically a bunch of stuff you can go for.
Also, we need a banner for the Nerd Ensemble. Have you thought about that? We need an actual good banner for the podcast. Like, we have the thumbnails, but we don't have a proper nice banner.
I don't know what you mean by banner.
Like something cool, something that shows off us. Like, at the moment we only have a. At the moment I have a fucking. I don't know what I have.
I mean, I have the thumbnail and I have little podcast set, and that's basically it. But honestly, there's really nothing else to go for.
I need something new on mine, and I don't know what to do. I don't want the same as you because I want mine to be awesome and amazing and built into something I am. I'm gonna probably ask someone else to do it for me.
Yeah, that just sounds completely weird. Just like, I need to have something that's all about me, something that just shows what I am. Time to get someone else to do it for me. Like, yeah, because they know what you are. They know you the best.
I mean, if we would ask one of our friends, they probably would know what that fucking was.
But yeah,
like, I don't know. We got so off branch that we don't even have a branch anymore. We just jumped off the tree. I don't know why we are on a tree. Why were we in a tree?
Aim for the bushes.
What bushes? I thought we were in the middle of nowhere.
Well, there are bushes in the middle of nowhere when there's a tree, so aim for the bushes.
No, you're not my dad.
Foo Fighters coming. Do we get it? Okay.
I have not watched that, so no.
You need to. It's fun.
No, I'm an adult man, and I watch adult content.
It is an adult movie. Somewhat. It doesn't have like the adult you're thinking of, but I'm saying like.
Wow.
Good movie. Come on, a lot of hilarity. But
this is top-notch quality content, guys.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
I try to go back to it. I try to go back to what we were talking about because I still have more to add to it. You start talking about the same thing we just were, or you go off and talk about something else. I'm like, I guess
I'm gonna be honest. The stuff we have talked about it so much that it's like we talk about it too much off stream that it's boring. Connecting to life, successfully connected.
Okay. He's dying always because somehow I don't know how you're always coughing like crazy whenever it comes down to just laughing even the tiniest bit. How I don't know, my lungs must be shriveled.
This Mountain Dew is strong, man. I wonder what is in it. I wonder what they have put in this Mountain Dew.
Everything. Caloric acid? Check.
Like, how to kill a person?
Natural glycemic acid. There we go. Now,
yeah, I prefer just to use cyanide.
I wouldn't be surprised that wasn't in Mountain Dew. Now, the person that we've asked for just give tiny differences. You can't even say an insult. You can't say, wow, this podcast sucks. Didn't he put socks, but suck, and then he put whoa. As in W-O-E. Good job.
How to roast your own podcast. I failed. That just proves how bad this is.
That's how bad you are.
No, you.
I've been trying to get into an actual topic, but every time I do, you just throw it off as if like I can't.
Did you kill the president?
Not even worth the topic. No. All I was trying to say is that I'm wanting to start doing other stuff besides games. That's what I was trying to get across before, but I couldn't get across. Do other stuff and everything. I'm gonna have a few options, obviously. I mean, I still want to try to do that one editing stream again. I just need something to edit correctly and go for. I just don't know what that would be right now. Need something to edit to actually properly show off all I could do. And then there's the music stuff I do, but I don't know. There's not really much to do on that bit. I also did a walking stream. That was something.
And I walked right out of that stream.
Yeah, you showed up for
5 minutes. Yeah, and then I was like
4 or 5 minutes, and you were just gone. I was just like sitting there talking, and like Candy was there. Someone in our.
I was around when I left because I had more important stuff to watch.
Yeah,
actually good content that is.
All that. And I know we're just like, So we went back to playing Death Stranding, didn't we? All right, off we go.
No, I think what did I go watch? I think I watched anime. I watched anime.
It said you were streaming Death Stranding before that.
Yeah, before that, because I ended around when you were done. Like when you started, I basically ended.
What's really terrible is that right as I was ending the stream, Evil. Right as I was ending, and it was just messed up. Because according to him, he left right as I went live. Like he left to where he couldn't watch, and then he came back and started watching right as I ended. So lovely timing. Oh, and I walked maybe 2 to 3 miles. It was like 1 point. Okay, I think it was like 1.8 miles to where I was going, and then back. Another one. So
3.6.
Maybe, I don't know, but.
And this is American miles for you European people, because this is not European miles.
Is there any other?
Yeah, we have a different mile system. Like 10 kilometers is 1 mile.
Yeah, dude.
But 1.6 kilometers is 1 mile in America. That's the difference. Like we have a European mile system that is like not working as you do. It's a weird mile. I don't think we use mile in that way, but I do because we have.
Also, a kilometer is over half a mile. Just tell you that now.
Yeah, anyway. American miles. I'm talking about European miles.
Yes.
Like,
okay, good for you.
That's 10 kilometers. It's 1 mile.
Guys, and the different system.
That's way better than your system.
Sure, but I'm just saying in general. As I was going along with, fine. U.S. mile, imperial mile, because we use an imperial system for everything, which is beyond stupid. But you know what? Who cares? We made our own freaking system because we're stupid. Off to the walk that much. My legs have been hurting the past few days. That makes sense.
I think there is actually, if you search it up, you have a metric mile. That's 10 kilometers. I'm gonna check that up. What is a metric mile?
Anyway.
What is metric? What year is it?
I would actually kind of like to do, but the problem is like halfway into the stream, I got to a point that was basically a dead zone. So I had to turn around early because I had a set point I was going to turn around. I had to turn around early just to actually continue on, to actually have the stream. I had to turn back around. And so my plan, the next time I do that, is to go where I did last time, turn around, and go down a different path to see if that will help service-wise. If it doesn't, then I don't know what the hell I'm going to do later on. I have another path to go. I have 3 different paths I can go. So, yeah. The third path I don't really want to go to because it starts heading toward an interstate exit. and I don't really want to go over there. There's not a lot of room to walk around in.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Besides, also, most of that stream was me just looking basically at the ground or having the camera pointed that way because I was trying to basically look at chat most of the time and try to avoid showing signs. But I should have kept it up more, like pointed upward. So I guess at some point I would probably get like basically a GoPro knockoff, or it's like some type of camera that'd be good, then connect to my phone, and then just like buy a chest mount. Then it'd work better. I don't know. There's plenty of stuff I could do.
Now I get it. It's called a staged mile.
Oh. Also, another thing I would like to do: go down like a hike trail. You know, like take a hike down a nature trail or something, or also like city or town strip instead of actually just walking down the road because that's fine. It's not much to see. It's just me talking, which I mean that's mainly the purpose of it was just for me to talk, walking and getting my thoughts out there. That was the point of it. The rest would be showing stuff off, and that's what I prefer to do.
This is fucking confusing. I'm still looking up the mile stuff and it's confusing because we don't have, apparently we have a mile in our system, but apparently it's the same mile as yours, but in Sweden's miles that we have the metric system, it's not the same thing. And it's confusing me. I'm confused.
Probably because Europe and Sweden have two different systems, two different style systems. Kind of makes sense. Places indoctrinate different ideals. I know UK kind of has their own as well. Mostly money. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, that was still something. I don't know when I'll ever do that again, though. I mean, the only reason why I did it is because I woke up early and decided to be kind of fun.
Interesting.
Really, I did say that I would do like down a town strip or something, but at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking like, I don't really know if I'd actually want to walk in public and just sit there talking to a phone. I was never into that.
Oh god.
I mean, it's fine if other people do it. It's just when I do it, I'm like,
like, oh, he's just talking on the phone. He's just crazy. Next is like, but I'm not crazy. I'm perfectly fine.
I mean, that's literally what I said most of that stream. I was just like, man, all these cars passing by probably think I'm a freaking idiot. I'm like, what the hell is that guy doing?
Did I bullet? Do you remember when I wrote like, 911, there's a crazy man in my yard.
Yeah, because I was cutting through a yard. But it wasn't really like a yard. Yeah, I mean, it was technically their yard, I guess, but it was like their house is a little bit further away. But I didn't cut through it because, I mean, it was either that or be on a super thin, like, side patch of grass next to the road. Like, that's not really the safest spot. I'd rather be more safer. Go over here. I literally told everyone too. I was like, okay, if I trip or something else like that happens, you were free to clip. Never happened, but they could have. It wasn't for that like big issue for like that data issue. I figured the stream would have went like way better. Like I actually would have been perfectly fine.
If I had unlimited data, like I could go anywhere.
I do. That's mainly one of the reasons why I was fine doing it.
I heard that you like don't really have 100% unlimited. Like you have a limit to how much you can use, but you can use like over it and pay extra.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, some people have that. Like unlimited means that you have a fucking limit on it, anyways, but you can use over that, anyways. Like it's a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, no, the point is that you have unlimited, but there's a certain cap because there's so many people using the service, they can't have you taking up every single bit of the service because it's unlimited. So, say for my plan, for example, example, if you get to 50 gigabytes of data used that month, then they have to start capping your speeds because you're taking up a lot. If you've basically taken up a lot of the network speeds around your area. So basically, it won't really cap it forever. What'll happen is that if you're in an area full of the same carrier, so say there's people around you that are using the same carrier, you'll be capped, or like your speeds will be throttled versus theirs. But if you're alone and no one's nearby that's the same carrier, you're not really going to have a problem.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic. They're like, hey, you have unlimited, but we're gonna cap you for this month because there's a lot of other people. Like, that doesn't mean it's unlimited.
Like I said, that's if you used a lot. I mean, not many people are going to use 50 gigabytes.
There is people that use 50 gigabytes.
I said a lot won't. There's some that will, but it depends on your situation. Like for me, that when I had that long period of time where my my internet was down, I used the hotspot on my phone, and that obviously takes up a lot of data. So I used the hotspot on my phone and the data on it to do all the stuff I could do. So that took up a lot.
Yeah.
So in a way, that makes sense. But another way, no. Not real people are going to be doing it. I don't know. Someone recommended that I should probably go buy like the portable mobile hotspot or something to do that with, but that wouldn't really work out very well.
Yeah, because he needs money to buy it.
But yeah, that. But also, there's no such thing as an unlimited portable mobile hotspot. They all have their data limits. So I'd get one that could be like 4 gigabytes or something. That'd probably be gone pretty quick. I mean, sure, I was streaming in 480 and it went to 360 after that, but still.
Yeah. I need to lay a little bit down because I am tired. It's 7:16 a.m.
Lay down in the middle of a stream. You basically say, "Oh hey."
This guy is boring as fuck. I'm gonna go to bed.
No, really, it sounds like you're going to sleep at that point. Like, okay, I see how it is.
Like,
you need to do all the work.
Well, hey, it's not my time yet. We have 2 hours left, basically, before I have to do anything important.
Okay.
For people that doesn't know, I said that like he's doing the introduction to the streams, and I do the outro to the streams because that's what I'm good at. Except that I have to think about if I don't forget anything, but that's more because it's so much stuff these days. Like, and I can't get people that can remember everything they have. Like we have like 4 different things we plug. I think every time we stream.
In reality, though, I mean, I know we plug it every single time. That's kind of the point, is to get our content across. But another point of me just keeps like sitting there saying like, or thinking, just I don't really see the point of doing this every single time.
But that's because like, yeah, but you don't know who's gonna watch the next time because it's not maybe the same people, and then they have to know how do I get told of the other guy.
I knew, but still.
Yeah. There's more because you have to plug it for people to understand that there is a description, because I feel like people don't get it. There is a description. Like, how do I get to this? Like, but have you checked the description? There is a description? Yes.
Really, it's just the point they don't think anything important is in the description, because they just usually go there for the video, then they quit off. And a lot of people, they'll actually just download stuff and they'll go for it. I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't even know in the audio version of our podcast if I even have any of our social links. I don't think I do. So,
Yeah.
So technically, everyone on that end doesn't actually understand or can't even get anywhere to follow us on that way.
Yeah, you have to fix that.
I mean, really, you could just really don't even have to say all the links. You don't say, "Hey, I'm this on Twitch. I'm this on this on this on this." Just say your name on social media.
Yeah, I have to because I have
Or
like 2 different names.
You don't even have to mention. You can just be like, you know, for you, for example, you can say Sweden Boy Gaming on YouTube, Sweden Cat Boy Gaming on. Done. You were completely done.
Yeah.
On those 2 fronts.
Yeah, most
we
people
can
should.
get it across in like less than a minute, less than 30 seconds, less than 20 seconds. We can get all
God.
of our stuff done and plugged.
Yeah, but I'm
Which is never
thorough.
we get super slow.
Yeah, but that's because we are slow.
There is no thorough. We plug like 5 things or 6 things. That's it.
But you need to be thorough, and everything should be correct.
YouTube, Twitter, and the audio podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And talking about plugging, I'm not plugged today yet because I still do the link because I'm the only one here that cares about our environment. Apparently, Nexus doesn't care. He's sitting there with his cutting down trees, probably. Then uses the tree to feel warm in the night. But for people, if there's anyone in my stream, there is a command. I was gonna say hashtag, but it's exclamation mark. Team 3, and you will you will get to. I can't speak.
Clearly.
You will get to the Team 3 page, team3.org, and where you will be able to donate.
You said it right the first time.
My brain isn't in a function.
Clearly not. Do we need to end this thing early? You're not doing so hot. I mean, honestly, we don't have to reach 3 hours every time. We could literally quit off at 1 or at least like one and a half. I'd say.
Yeah, it's not that. It's more that my brain.
They go to like 1.5 or 2.
Yeah.
Sounds like 2.
That's why we are unique. We're basically unique in that way.
No one wants to do that. I mean, it's one thing to listen for 1.5 or 2.5 for some, but when you get to like 3 or 3.5 that we do at times, it gets to the point where not a lot of people really want to go back and watch that or listen to that.
Yeah, I
can't go too far.
I mean, I don't even finish to like 1 hour stuff sometimes because I finish at I complete them, but I don't watch them. Like, oh, I'm gonna watch this now.
I can understand that. I don't expect anyone to do anything in one sitting. I never do. I never expect anyone to do all that. I mean, people who can watch a full live stream one sitting, that kind of makes sense. That's because there's like an interaction to go with. If you're going to be watching a past broadcast version, the archive, I don't get the point in doing that. So
I don't see a point.
I
kind of have an issue joining.
Watch all that in one sitting.
I kind of have an issue watching past broadcasts in general often. Not always, but often. Because sometimes they interact with the community.
I want to try to make highlights of different stuff. I'm trying to, but it's coming around to like the boring side. The Mario one, the Mario stream that I recently did, I want to make a highlight of that.
When you sit there and try to climb up a wall for like 20 minutes.
Totally, that's definitely gonna be a part of it. Not to that yet. I'm still on the second mission, third mission.
Oh god.
Editing. And also, I'm editing our Ocarina of Time randomizer highlights.
Oh, which one? The first or the second one?
Well, currently I'm on the first one.
Oh.
But going around.
That will come out in like 2 years, guys. So you know that.
The second one probably won't be including a lot of stuff because a lot of it was just running around or sitting still.
That was the first one in the end.
That was the second one, really, that just kept going on too. But there was just a lot of stuff.
No, the second one, the first one, the end when you sat there were like really bored. Were like,
because I was trying to get a freaking Navi dive. Okay, I can't do these glitches.
And then I find the gauntlet, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
and you're like, you were so basically disappointed that we missed something that you were like, for fuck's sake, this game.
I was disappointed that it took that long to do, but otherwise I was okay. I was happy that we got down to it so we can continue. But I don't know, there's just a bunch of crap that because again, I want to go back to doing that. I want to go back to playing the randomizer.
Yeah, but we can, but we can't. It's like
I'm saying, really, we can't until I can get into the Zora's Domain.
I we need to get into
Like,
sort
I
of
don't
the
want to
main
start
or
with strength.
find something that we can do. We need to figure out a way to
Well,
get
that's the
past that.
thing. We need Zeto's lullaby, but the problem there is we need a bottle in order to collect a bug to put into the soil to kill a Scotola to get Zeto's lullaby. It's a lot of process, and we don't have. So unless we get a bottle, I have to glitch into Zoro's domain, so and then save state it, and then we can go back in. And then I
Aye.
can save state it for its both. So I save state it. I give you the file. You put it in the like you put it in the correct place, and then we load it, and then we're both sitting there in the same area. No problems.
Yeah, or I do other stuff like I'm more running
I mean,
around.
it's not cheating in a sense because it's actually we have to do in some randomizers. You have to do glitches to get progress, which is something I didn't want to have to do, but in this case, it's going to have to happen.
Because
So I have to
someone didn't do a smart thing and remove the.
because someone decided to put freaking ocarina songs in the item pool. Who would have ever thought of that?
That and the ice thing on the first beginner style of randomizer. We could just restart the whole
Really,
randomizer
when
thing
I
and
said
use.
beginner, I mean, honestly, we can do that,
I feel
but
like that's a better idea right now, and don't remove like certain items like the ocarina and the songs should be put as a part of the thing, but the rest
basically, the ocarina song should not be a part of the pools.
right now, yeah. Well, I mean the ocarina should not either be part of the poll, at least not the first playthrough. Maybe like if you do the second one, you should can add in like if you can remove a fuse.
We always could just restart our randomizer playthrough.
I'm saying I feel like
Technically, it's
feels like that's gonna go faster than we trying to cheat us.
I mean faster, yes, but at the same time, we're really just blocked in by having to glitch into places, which can be done. Just we have to do it. It's not really
Yeah.
an incredibly hard process. It's just something we just have to try to. So, honestly, really, it's just a waiting game, which is why I said I'd have to do it off screen.
Yeah. Waiting games. The game of waiting. The one game
Really.
you have to do.
Honestly, there were other ways that we're supposed to go down on that. I mean, we're when it comes to randomizers, I don't really think a lot of people have done it the way we're doing it. Like, I'm sure there are some that are, but I don't think a lot are doing the Ocarina of Time online tool. We're using that to play it. The normal way people would do it is called multiverses, which is you use the same software, BizHawk, and basically it does the exact same thing, where the player won't be in the same game as you, but you have your set universe, and where you can do two things. Either an item is shared across all universes, or you could pick up an item and it will be sent to someone's universe. So, say you could pick up the ocarina, you won't get it, another universe will be getting it. And then you have to wait till another universe gets the ocarina for you. So it's just all random and weird.
That's the way we should try to do also sometime. Like,
We could do that sometime too.
God, we would have so much fucking fun. Like, hey, did
Though
you?
at that point, I mean, at that point, we could just have it where we're still talking in the same chat, but at the same time, we could also have it where we're not doing that.
I feel like we need to be talking you and me at least, but that would be fun if we could. Then some other people could join that had the stuff.
Well, that's the thing too. In this, they can still join. I've said it before.
Yeah.
In this randomizer series, anyone, all they have to do is just I give you the links to the randomizer and the online software.
Yeah.
You're good to go. All you need is the 1.0 ROM to patch into the randomizer, and you're good to go. And that is a Google search. If you're really that desperate into it, just Google search it. You'll find it. And I give you the patch seed, so you just upload it, press patch, you have it, you put it in the emulator, run the online software, connect to the lobby we're in, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You're in the game with us. It sounds like a lot of steps from what I just said. It's not a lot of steps once you get into it. It's really simple.
I'm still kind of pissed that we didn't get like a fucking good freebie in the beginning.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's kind of a good freebie. I mean, it's the Zero Sapphire, but I don't know.
Like everything,
Zero
like
Sapphire is a good thing to have because it's one of the key items in the game. So it's
yeah,
one of the things.
but that should be like a dungeon thing. Like I feel like that's a too good of a freebie. Like I would rather have gotten like the
all the
ocarina
reds
or a
do have-
song as a freebie. That would have been better in my
Honestly, the
opinion.
Ocarina itself would have been a good enough freebie. I've been found out just Ocarina of Time hand over, which actually no, it wouldn't have been, but whatever. Because again, if you get the Ocarina of Time first, and then you get the Fairy Ocarina later, it overrides the Ocarina of Time with the Fairy. Good thing we got the Fairy one first on our playthrough.
Aye.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter which one you get. Both does the same thing.
Really, just at some point, probably within the next couple days. I mean, I don't know. I have to. There's just a few things. Like I guess the next couple days or something. I'm gonna try to just glitch into.
Is it that you need a bomb shoe and stuff to do that? Is it that stuff
That's
again?
one of the ways. But that also requires the infinite Deku stick glitch, and I don't know how to do that, and that's a really tough thing to pull off. So, no. But the other one is just Navi Dive, which is just you have to wait until a Navi prompt shows up where it shows her name, and you have to be on the edge of a platform. Then you just sort of like lunge backwards in a way and push up, and then it'll just sink you to the bottom of the water.
Yeah.
And at that point, I can just go straight into the entrance to the domain from Lake Hylia. So then we're in. But that's the easiest way. But at the same time, it's also the longest way because it takes forever for a prop to pop.
Yeah.
And if you screw up, it's going to take a lot longer.
Did we complete the boss? Yeah, we completed the
You
mountain.
completed 2 bosses.
Yeah. The second one was like really. God, that one was so lucky.
The second dungeon took forever. And that one was a luck bit because I noticed it. I just never thought to actually go do it. And then you did it, and then it was just like smooth sailing from that point in that dungeon. Which was, I was like, oh, I see a bag over there. It's actually the bomb bag. And I'm like, man, I wonder if I could just like boomerang that down when we get the boomerang. And I'm like, well, probably not. Oh, well. You go over there with a boomerang, get it. Like, oh, I got it. Like, oh, bomb bag.
And that's what have happened this far. Like, and then you should see next to sit that try to do one thing to get to Zelda. He sits at time with his bombshells to get to Zelda. I just have like 5 tries as
I would have actually gotten it if I kept trying, but you kept telling me, like, no, go over there and go do it. And honestly, it was more so you just showed up out of nowhere to do it, which honestly you didn't even have. I'd have been fine doing it myself, and you could have went off and done something else, but you decided to come over and just basically steal the fun.
Yeah, that's what I do. I can't let you have all the fun. Even though you're the cameraman, basically. And you were like, why? Could you... I don't even know how I did it. I was just fucking like, I just had a few balls. I was like, what did you...
All I had to do was go buy another one, and it wasn't any problem to go buy another one.
Yeah, I think that was what you were doing. I think you were buying stuff, and then...
Yeah, I was going to go collect the money to buy more, and at that point you were just like, oh no, I got it. Like, no, okay.
And you're like, oh, steal everything from me, my glory, everything I have in life.
Yep. Another thing I was gonna mention is that, like, I mentioned it in that stream, but in the Mario one, that was the one I was actually wanting to do the online tour with you. Like, I was thinking of like, oh, that was a new ROM thing that we could do at an online deal. But at that point of that day, I was just like, screw it, I just want to play this thing. So I just went for it.
We should try it next time.
Oh, you could join in on part 2 if you want.
Yeah, hopefully my PC can run it first and forward. That's the issue. Remember, my PC is not the best one.
Can your PC... Dude, your PC can run Ocarina of Time. It can run this. It's the exact same thing. Same deal. There's no real difference.
We need to randomize some more games that we have.
There is a Super Mario 64 randomizer.
Oh yeah, you have not you did not do you have not continued SM64, right? Since you have not continued Super Mario Online 64 since that person played with you.
Yeah. When it comes to Mario 64, no, I haven't since then.
We should do that one
The
next
other
time.
stuff I have. I mean, I did. Me and Evil were doing a playthrough, and the second dungeon, I don't think we completed the second dungeon. We just stopped at that point, which I've wanted to continue. We just haven't.
Ay, ay, ay. What is with you and not finishing stuff in life?
Well, this one isn't really my fault.
No, I know. But that's like the 5 ways. Like me, like Nexus and I at the moment is doing Destiny, and we have one DLC left to complete on that one.
Taken King.
Aye. That would probably become next this week. That's coming. It should come at least that week, hopefully, unless something actually comes up.
There's a lot of that word in that sentence.
Words.
I said that word because if I said it, then it would just make it a lot worse. Anyway.
Anything you say makes it a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, always. But yeah, I mean Monday morning actually.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be busy.
Hi, you have an interview, right?
Yeah. And honestly, if that job does land, 3 or 4 days of the week, I'm going to be busy every night because that is the job time. It's a 12-hour shift, 6 to 6.
Ooh.
Imagine that. So streams are out of the question at nights. Possibly, but most likely not.
So is it 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or is it 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Is it weekend jobs or not?
I believe so. It's a swing shift apparently, so it's weekend on one week and the weekend off on the other.
Oh, that's gonna be problematic for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be problematic if we don't. Hopefully, if this does happen, then hopefully what will happen is I can get it to happen on the weekend off of T&E days, which most likely won't happen. But
yeah, but if it's every week that you have like weekends only, then we're gonna have to move our TNE streams to weekdays.
It comes down to it. We might have to, but like I said, it's supposed to be 3 to 4 days because if you know, I mean, it's 40 hours a week is the actual time you're supposed to have. So 12 hours you do.
So basically, you're gonna have 48 hours to work in total.
40. Yeah. So 3 to 4.
Yeah. So you.
It's gonna be more than just 12 on some days in order to fit it into that 40-hour schedule.
4 days. Wait. 4 days will be 48 hours anyway. So if you work 4 days, like.
Yeah, that is 48 hours. But I'm saying in order to just 40, it's gonna be more on some.
So like 1 week and 1 day you're gonna maybe work like.
One day it could be instead of like 12 hours, it could go to 13 or 14 or more, just to fit into that 40-hour schedule.
Well, sometimes it could be less because you try to not go.
Yeah, it could be less too. I mean, it really all depends, but regardless, that is how it would go. So, and also later on into the job, if I got it, I could actually request overtime if I wanted. So, say on a day I didn't have to work, or a day I did, I could request more hours.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good for you anyway. Like, I feel like most people that doesn't understand this, like when you go home without anything to do sometimes, the thing is you get pretty restless then.
There's that too. Well, that's the thing. This is going to be an active job. It's supposed. Okay, the thing about this job though is that it's gonna be kind of pretty damn boring for me. The reason why I say that is because apparently the job is just standing there, literally standing there. You're standing the entire time in one place for hours at a time, just checking things. That's it. That's a job requirement.
Like,
But
are you able to stand up? Like, no, I'm sorry. I can't stand up. I'm too dumb to understand how to stand up.
I mentioned on the other stream, but it was well, like I said, it's checking things. I mean, what it's supposed to be is that it's a temp job, so it's supposed to be like 12 hours. Well, it's supposed to be no, it's supposed to be $12 per hour to start, and then if I was to get permanently hired on, it would go up to like 15, like $15 per hour. I don't remember, but it's 14, 15, somewhere on there. But the point is, that's how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, money wise, great payment. Activity wise, of what I'm doing, boring as absolute hell.
I mean, at least you don't work as a fucking package guy this time. Just throw stuff into just fucking.
That was still so bullshit.
Like,
I mean, I'm gonna explain that again for those that listened before on that bit. But basically, my job requirement at the last one I was at was to load a truck because it was a postal office. Basically, it wasn't exact. It was UPS. So just to go for there, and basically, it was supposed to be loading a truck, the trailer truck, that loading trailers and with packages and everything. And what you were supposed to do is set a wall with like sturdy or big enough packages, like create a wall far enough away from the back wall, and then throw a bunch of stuff behind it, and whatever you could use to stack into a wall, you keep stacking up that one wall to build up. So you have to keep doing that over and over. And some of these weigh a lot. So it could be maybe 50 to 75 pounds or something or whatever. And you would have to lift that over your head and either stack it or throw it. And yeah, basically my job was to stack and throw packages. And I can tell you right now, anybody who gets any of their stuff through UPS, pretty sure Amazon Prime, everything is delivered. You looks to be me because I have Amazon. uh they don't really take care, or the one I was at, they don't really take care of their stuff. I've seen people squish packages. The packages that say fragile, they'll throw. None of that matters. So if you would expect that to be a thing, that you're going to get in tip-top shape, temper your expectations. If you, however, though, if you did buy something that's super expensive, like say you bought a new console, like I don't know, so you buy the PS5 or whatever the new Xbox name is going to be when it comes out, you don't have to worry because those are noted as special items. So they carefully put it in the front of the trailer, like right next to the door. So that just sits there and doesn't get touched the entire time. So those you're okay with. But $50 or
so
whatever.
don't buy a $50 vase.
Yeah. Basically, it could be like $500 or $800 or whatever. If you're buying computer parts, I would imagine, except for a case, I don't care about that. But just other stuff.
I mean, a case, if they throw that should be a little bit more sturdy, so that should survive. But
Should be. But I mean, a lot of stuff that's like really, really expensive, they'll be careful with it. So that you're okay with. But a lot of the other stuff.
so again, don't buy a $50 vase.
If you bought a glass lamp and it says fragile, they don't care. They're going to throw that across the room. The whole point of it is to make it fast. So you have to do like 300 packages per 2 hours.
How the fuck do you do 300 packages per hour?
2 hours. Per 2 hours. So
yeah,
for 2 hours you have to scan 300 packages.
How?
Because we have scanners. That's the quota. You have to be super fast. You have to scan 300 in 2 hours. That's the minimum quota. They would expect you to do more, but at that point they're satisfied if you do at least 300 in 2 hours.
Hmm.
Because what they told me is that I was not making that quota, and basically what they do is that they pull the records after or at our break, which is 2 hours after we start. So we started at 6, and then our break was at 8 something or close to 9, 8:30 really. It was like the idea break because it was never a set time. But regardless, basically 2 hours is 300 packages.
Hmm. That's
The first week, what they said is the first week is you're just supposed, it's okay, you don't have to be that fast. You just have to learn what you're doing, like how you're going to stack it and all that stuff, and getting used to, because obviously everything's going to be heavy. So you're getting used to it. Then the next week's when things are supposed to pace. At that
yeah,
point, you're
understandable. Basically, like after a week, you should kind of get a hold.
Yeah, they do give you a trial week.
Understandable. Like, yeah, by next week, you should have the hold of how to do this. So you should be.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing. I worked 1 week and 1 day. That's how long I worked. Just to know.
Before you were like, "Fuck this, I'm going home."
Pretty much.
Like,
More like, fuck this, I'm not going in. I was already home. But that last day was a Tuesday because the Monday before it was Labor Day. And I'm pretty sure they're supposed to pay holiday pay on Labor Day to people. I don't think I got that.
aww, pat.
So I guess that place doesn't pay holiday pay or Labor Day
Hmm.
payments. So.
I mean, if you get your job now, you're gonna get Christmas pay hopefully from the new job.
Yeah,
If you get it.
that's the thing though. That place was actually, it started off as 13 an hour, but or it was supposed to, and I was supposed to be hired on, but they took like 3 months to hire me on. Why, I don't know, because the person called me maybe a week or two after my interview to say like, oh hey, you still want this job? Like, yes. It's like, okay, well I'll go ahead and get the paperwork done, and we'll get 3 months later, I get a call. It's like, hey, I see you didn't like you didn't come in. Did you change your mind? No, I never got a call from the person to about my schedule to come in. Like, oh, well, that's not right. You should have already been through. Like, yeah, I never got a call. And then like a week or two later, it's like, okay, we got this settled. You can come in Monday. And you're like, okay, cool. And that's when it started.
And 1 week and a day
For
later,
us.
like, nope, I'm not working anymore.
Get out.
Like, I'm getting out of here.
It sounds terrible in comparison to that guy, but I mean, again, I'm not the only person. I'm not the only person, or not the 3 month thing, but I'm not the only person who went there for a week or so, then quit because it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
People
I mean,
who
I
sit on,
was left.
extremely heavy jobs and everything where they have to do a lot of weightlifting and everything, but then they go to that place and they say it's the hardest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, you have to throw the fucking vase someone bought through a fucking trailer.
You bought that $80 glass vase. That thing just got thrown across the room. Be glad it's still intact.
Yeah, and talk about it. Most of the time.
Thing is, though, I mean, hold on. The thing is, though, is that the packet, mostly if it does break, there's two parties liable for that one. One, the freaking packagers. Two, the ones who actually packaged the item, because they should actually put in a lot of bubble wrap or styrofoam or whatever to protect it, and if they didn't, that's on them.
I mean, fragile means that you should be careful with it either way, yeah, even if it's well.
Be careful with it. I mean, it's one thing if we were to pick it up and then just drop it like midair. That is still not really being fragile with it, but at the same time, it's not too bad. This like throwing it across the room.
Like, oh, you wanted this weight. Go get it.
I did 3 jobs there. There were that one I just talked about was my actual main job that I had to do. Like I couldn't transfer. The other job was the offloading area where you had to take packages out of the trailers and put it down the line. That they expected a really fast pace there. Like they said that you need to be really fast. Problem is that day they told me to sort through the packages and anything that had the number 1 on it, don't throw on the line. Throw everything else on there though. So I had to make sure stuff didn't have a 1, and a lot of stuff had 1s on it. So I had to throw it off to the side. And freaking out of nowhere, they come to me later like, we saw you were not very fast. We're pretty disappointed at that point. You told me to carefully check every single package every time. You expect me to just like flip 1, no, flip, yes, like do that? No, I'm not a freaking robot. I can't just quickly check that crap.
This is where you should play Papers, Please.
Yeah. And then the other one was the delivery truck, where I had to offload those. That is the easiest of all of them, and I heavily prefer to just do that. I'd have been like, you know what, I would be perfectly fine doing this, and I will offload all these trucks before you can say the word off. I would just go on for it. But no, they didn't care. It's like I could have, because it's extremely easy, because the trucks are literally right next to the conveyor belt. You just have to go up to it, grab it, put it on, put it on. It's easy. That part's easy. The rest, no. The one's very paced. The other one is paced and requires a lot of heavy lifting. And so here's the news to you: if you think a job for you, think twice.
Yeah. Think about your grandmother's
base.
Yeah,
that's a lot of good payment.
Think about your grandmother's base.
It was 14 per hour, and I'm pretty sure it's 50 cents every year is the raise. 50 cents every year. That is actually really good raise.
I can't do heavy lifting jobs though, sadly. Mostly because I don't. It's not that I have a problem. It's more that I'm not strong enough to do the heavy lifting. Like,
that's kind of the thing with me too. I mean, really, I do have some little back problems, but it's not too bad to where I can't lift anything. I mean, I can still lift stuff.
Yeah, but I think if it goes to a certain limit, you're gonna be like, I can't carry this too. I mean, if it's like if you move,
they are okay. I mean, it's not like they're gonna work you and overwork you to death. They do say, if you feel like you are about to, if you're feeling really bad, you can stop for a minute and just like take a quick break or something. If you need, that's fine. But and they encourage you to always have a drink on you every time you're in there, so you don't get dehydrated. So they're nice. It's very huge pacing, and I get it. It's a post office. You have thousands of different packages every single day. It's a lot to deal with. And now that they have Amazon Prime, they got the day after I left. So they got, or actually probably the day I did leave, really like the day before, was like they started getting Amazon Prime, which meant a lot faster in pacing.
Yeah, because Amazon Prime isn't that the same day delivery? If you isn't that depending on how early
there is an option to do same day, but 2 days most.
Yeah, I mean, I think most want it the same day because like, oh hey, I want to buy this thing, I want to ship today to me directly, so I get it.
That really depends on the location of the
I don't think Sweden can have Prime. Does it have Prime?
For 2 day, that's perfectly capable when it comes down to it, because even if it is somewhere, you just have to quickly get over there.
I mean, I don't think we have Amazon. We can't have Amazon Prime in Sweden, sadly. So we have
like closest Amazon facility too. If you know.
I don't think we even have one in Sweden.
Pretty sure we have one. Like from me, it's like a couple hours from here.
Oh, so you could probably get a same day delivery, and if you wanted to.
That depends if Amazon itself has it. If I get it from the Amazon warehouse or something like that, but if it's from another seller, which most products are, then that's not how that works.
I mean, I
mean, all my stuff is going to be delivered by UPS because they handle it now.
We're gonna see if Amazon exists in Sweden now, just because.
I mean, I'm sure it does because there's also air delivery. So they'll go by
Amazon
or by
Sweden.
boat, which of course boat does take a long time, but they also have air delivery.
We have the closest one seems to be in Dutchland. Like the closest, yeah, the closest one is in Dutchland. So that would be the DHL for us to be delivered. Fuck you. No, I got called Papa again. Fuck this game. Fucking.
Pretty sure that's supposed to be Yui.
Yeah, it's like, Papa, your BP is fully restored. I don't get it. What the fuck?
By the way, he's talking about an SAO game for
Yeah, yeah, that was like fucking. The other one is like, oh hey, this stuff is done. Okay, good. This is like, Papa, like, what the fuck? I promise you, I am not your dad. Your dad. Yeah, because I promise you, your dad is not Russian. Your dad is Japanese and dead.
Many times over. Dead and re-dead.
No, I'm talking about because the real dad is technically Riki Kawahara. No, not Riki Kawahara now. Well, he too, but the real dad is technically Kayaba.
He's still alive, dude. What the hell are you on about?
Yeah, I'm talking about Kayaba, Akihiko.
I know, but you said
yeah, not he.
Like,
how do you know? Do you follow his life? Do you know where he lives? Are you stalking him?
No, but there's still talks right now for another arc being by him.
How many times is Kirito gonna die then? How many times is Kirito gonna die then?
I don't know. Another GGO arc.
Oh god.
Well, no, this one's supposed to be a PvE one. He's wanting to go into back to GGO instead of doing the player versus player.
There's gonna be like
It's basically just gonna be them against monsters and such. So
hopefully it's not about Kirito this time. I don't mind if it's only about Sinan because she needs screen time, to be honest, anyways. Actually,
she does.
Sinan, Liz, and Angel, Klein. They should just do a series about them.
Speaking of freaking SAO Bridge, just freaking shut up, Klein. Why don't you get more screen time?
Like,
actually, no, that was SAO in 5 minutes. In under 5 minutes by a gig or whatever the name is.
No, I think they said that in the abridged also. Like they actually said that he doesn't have screen time.
I know, but the main joke of that in 5 minutes thing was just like, "Shut up, Klein. Why don't you get more screen time?" Or something like that.
Like,
because he barely has any. Like,
no one does. Angel doesn't have. Like, Simon has an arc for herself, but then she actually she's in 2 arcs. She's also in the Caliber arc. A lot.
Yeah.
But I was.
Well, that entire side group literally just got side grouped in all of us.
Can we just point that Silica is not in that one? Is she that? I don't think she's part of the group though that does the raid, and then it's like Liz. Yeah, I mean I don't care.
Also in GGO and that she was a driver, I think.
Yeah. Don't give it. Okay, guys. 30-year-old girl should not drive drive a car. Or Nexus. Don't give Nexus the wheel.
Don't let me drive either.
Hey, so Nexus, can you take the wheel? I'm just gonna start shooting people. I'm like, what the fuck?
When it comes to me getting this job, I'm also gonna have to probably start driving more, or actually start to drive. So, get off the streets. Actually, no, scratch that. Get off the sidewalks. Get in the street. You don't have to worry about anything.
Guys, don't go on this. If you see a car on the sidewalk, it's probably an accident. Or a drunk guy.
I'm not that bad. Yeah, I'm not that bad. I'm really not that bad. It's just
we need to play a game with cars. You and me.
See, that's what I'm saying. I've been really wanting to play racing games. I don't know why. The thing is, I suck very bad at driving, but I want to play a racing game.
Wanna play some Need for Speed sometime?
Eh.
Nah. Oh my god! Like,
That depends on the. I don't know. There's some that are really good. But,
I mean the new one, not the Heat one, the other one that came out before that, the 2015 one, the one that was only called Need for Speed.
Hot Pursuit. Oh, Need for Speed. I mean, there's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and there's
But the one that was
Hot
only
Pursuit
called Need for Speed
Rivals.
that came out 2015. Rivals is
Yeah,
before.
the Need for Speed movie, the movie adaptation.
That one
Supposedly.
is not that bad, to be honest. It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's funny how that works. Like, oh, Need for Speed the movie is a movie adaptation of a game series. However, they made a game adaptation of that one movie, which is an adaptation of the game series.
How the fuck?
That is how it works.
Oh god. Like,
I do have a lot of racing games like actually on Steam. So if we could just get Parsec or actually Steam now has their own thing. They now have that remote play
yeah.
thing. That
Maybe we can finally play the Colonel Sandwich game.
Maybe. Maybe. I would say when it comes down to the Parsec deal, I mean, it's not that Parsec is a bad service. It's just that when you have low speeds, it gets kind of bad. In a way. So,
Oh god.
they just need more servers, is all. If they can get themselves some more servers, then we're pretty much good. Or if I can lower my own resolution without my computer deciding to crash, because I'm having that freaking issue.
Oh, you're gonna cry?
No, I'm just gonna set off. That's all.
But also, I mean, in general, like racing games is too simple. I mean, like a game where you can drive a car, like just like Far Cry 5 or something like that, where you need to jump out a lot.
I guess that works too. But the thing is, I was really wanting to. I was wanting to buy a. It was for the Xbox, but you could plug it into PC as well. It was the Ferrari racing wheel, like AT racing wheel or something. Like I really, really wanted that because it was the racing wheel, and you also get pedals, and you can plug it into Xbox or PC, and it would work fine. And I was just like, I really want a steering wheel for racing games, and the pedals, like it was just much more fun. And I could use that on freaking Euro Truck Simulator, which I've been really wanting to play. I bet you could run it. You should totally buy it.
No.
Do it.
No. But like, yeah. Also, for people wondering, people apparently, I have never actually seen Nexus drive a car in a game because, you know, I don't watch his.
He makes fun of me. He makes fun of me for it, but he only goes off of word of mouth. The thing is, I was more so really terrible at driving in games beforehand, and this is where everybody gets these from. But lately, I'm better at it, but I'm still pretty bad. You know, just I'm much better at it.
I'm gonna tell you.
If I'm playing
Okay, let's
Forza
play.
Horizon 4, I'm mostly good, but I'm still gonna run off the road because I'm not insanely good.
If I play like Need for Speed lately, like I have been really good at Need for Speed, like, but that's because I have learned to control the car the way I want it, and that's easy. When it comes to other car games, oh god, like Death Stranding, when you drive in that game, you need a fucking things to be able to drive.
It's like, how much money do you think you could actually save up to? Like, if you were to give an estimate.
Money what?
I'm saying money. How quickly could you? How quickly could you get a certain amount of money? Like, just say, I don't know, in a month or so. How much would you actually have at that point without spending it on anything?
I would have the same amount I got the last month without spending about 6,000, and that's $600 for you guys. That's what I get.
You don't have a graphics card? Why?
Because I don't spend a graphic card, because 250 of that goes to rent to my parents.
Well, that makes sense, but I'm saying that's still 600, and 250
That's
goes to them.
250, yeah.
So in this case.
Then I have to have it for myself. That is something to, if I have to eat something someday, when my parents.
Okay, how about this? After all the necessities, like all the stuff you have to do to put down, just enough to spend for whatever you want.
Above 2,000 I spend for myself. And then, because I exclude the services I'm using, because to be honest, I use those services a lot, so I actually prefer to have them. They are a necessity for.
The money you would have left over
would be 2k only. 2k / $200.
Hold on. What was that? There's a graphics card that's on sale right now.
Yeah, but I need a new motherboard first and forward. My motherboard is the most outdated item.
Really. Yes, it's probably outdated, but I'm saying you could put almost any. Well, no, not really. You could put enough of a graphics card on a motherboard, and it would be perfectly fine. As long as you have the right slot for it, you're good to go.
Well, I rather buy stuff that I use that I use a lot. I don't use my PC that much. I won't use my PC that much either, anyways, because I don't like playing games on PC that often.
I'm just saying you probably would play a lot more in that case, and you could stream much better if you had that.
I prefer the games. I mean, I can buy the same games on PlayStation 4 and still have good stuff. Often, unless it's a Xbox exclusive stuff, or these days Microsoft. He doesn't get the problem himself. For me to be able to get stuff.
I'm saying when it comes down to it, sure, this is the kind of like mixed market we have when it comes down to it, and I perfectly understand it. When it comes down to it, if you're going to buy a console game, you're most likely going to make your money better if you were just wanting the game itself to play it and all that. You buy it for the console, and it would run perfectly fine. But if you try to buy that same one on your computer, it's likely not going to run the exact same way.
Exactly. So, and I use the console more.
But I'm saying in that case that makes sense. But if at any point you're wanting it to run good or even run extremely better, then you have to save up for upgrades. And I'm not saying extremely better, like, you're going to get freaking 4K 60 from just grabbing a graphics card right away. I don't expect you to shove out a super amount of money just to do that. I'm just saying the minimum amount you'd have to do to actually just be able to most good games on a computer.
I can run the games I need to.
That factor.
I
in that case, you did. Literally, you could join in a lot of stuff. You wouldn't be limited to just PS4 and all that, and you wouldn't be limited to just PS4 streaming. You could basically support streaming on PC much better.
Yeah, but I'm not after. That's the thing again. I don't really play that much games on PC. Even those games I enjoy that is on PC that I have on PC. I have bought most of those games on PlayStation already. Like I bought Mountain Blade again on PlayStation, even though I can run it on PC because I prefer to play on PlayStation.
Well, yes, again, I understand.
And I can stream Mountain Blade perfectly fine on PC.
Okay, then. I'm just saying, in general, it'd be a lot more easier on a lot of other deals.
I have like 200 hours on Mountain Blade.
What I'm saying right now, you currently prefer PS4. Well, let's say this, for example. If you had your PS4 and you had, just say you could actually afford a pretty good computer, not top notch, but a pretty good.
You're lagging out for me.
Well, that's your own. If you have had enough money to buy a pretty good computer,
yeah, I would. That's the thing.
Would you go straight for that, or would you go for buying straight up a bunch of games on PS4 or stuff for the PS4 instead?
If I can buy it, I'm probably gonna buy a pre-built PC that is good. That is better than what I have from someone that knows what they're doing. And then if I have money left, I'm probably gonna buy either a few games on PC that I know can get run on that, and then maybe waste some money on my PlayStation again.
So that's like the major thing a lot of people go on with is that, let's say me for example, uh, the newest one, not the one that's coming out, but the Xbox that's basically $500. It's either spend 500, grab the console, and have a pretty good console that could run top notch, because at this current moment the X does beat,
Yes.
I'll say this, in power, it does beat the Pro, the PlayStation, it does beat it. It's just there's a bunch of other stuff where games will run better on the Pro, and that's only because of bad optimization. That's on the developer side, not the console's fault. That's the developers for being one-sided a lot of the times. But regardless, that's that bit. And basically, it's either spend 500 on that, or for me in this case, spend an extra $100 on it, and then I could just upgrade my PC to basically what I would need it to be pretty great.
Yeah.
So it's either go for the short run or go for the long run.
I mean, I have my PlayStation for at least 4 or 5 years.
I mean, I've had the PlayStation for a few, I guess. I don't know, just.
And before that, I had a PlayStation 3.
Somewhere around when I had, well, I'm saying the PlayStation 4, but I mean, sometime around when my Uncharted series started. No, really before that. It was a little bit before that. I don't know when it really started.
Yeah. But as far as I know, my PlayStation has been running for 5 years at least. And I have not.
I don't know. The only PlayStations I've ever had was the 2 and the 4. I never had a 3. I mean, I never had it. My brother got one, but I mean that was it.
Yeah,
it was very short lived.
Like basically, I'm grown up with the PlayStation.
I mean, technically, so did I, but at the same time, there's also Xbox. But that's just mainly because I became a huge Halo fan, which is one of the reasons why I stuck with Xbox most of the time. There to get.
Yeah.
Then there was the rest of the games too that I was perfectly fine with on PS2 and the other games Xbox as well. I don't know. Xbox kind of just took the wheel.
I mean, I don't care. Again, if I ever have money enough to buy a good PC itself, I would do it. But then after that, I wouldn't like. I would only focus on like I'm still focusing on like consoles because that's what I prefer to play because I don't like keyboard that much and.
You don't have to on a lot of games. You don't have to stick to keyboard and mouse. You could still play with a.
Yeah, I know. But here's the problem. Other problem is that you need a long cable for that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because I don't have a front. I don't have a Bluetooth thing for my PC.
$5. I think mine was actually $12 for the Bluetooth adapter. That's all.
Yeah, I don't have a. I'd rather have a frontal USB port first and forward before I have stuff like that because if it's behind, it can.
Even if it's behind, it'll still work fine. You just plug it in.
I have trust issues with wireless stuff. I don't like wireless.
Use a cable on the PS4 all the time.
Yeah, my PlayStation is cabled because I don't trust our internet because it crashes a lot, and I'm only using it on my phone.
Nothing to do with your wire. No, I'm saying your controller plugged in through the cable to your PS4.
Kind of, unless I'm
saying battery-wise, that makes sense. But I'm saying just as a necessity, you always have a cable. Is that what we're talking about?
Almost always, unless I lean back really far and the cable can't reach, I don't have the cable plugged in. Or if I lean away that
cable ever until it needs charging.
I have it always.
I'm just saying, there's no problem when it comes down to that.
Well, I have trust issues. Remember,
What is it gonna do? Is it gonna freaking destroy something? Is it gonna send a virus? You can't send viruses through a controller. No,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I have a tendency. Stuff has a tendency to disconnect when I'm doing stuff. Like I had a controller that randomly just disconnected randomly. Like
it never does for me.
Had done for me. But that controller also broke down. I think it's the one.
We already know your computer's a pile of absolute trash, and I don't know.
That's because I think something. I think my motherboard is not getting the right. Is getting the graphics, but not the video RAM it should have from the graphic card. Like I think stuff is getting wrong. Something is wrong in my with my motherboard. I think the motherboard is the main issue. It's like an older motherboard.
Well, honestly, I'm pretty sure your computer is old enough as it is.
You're old enough as it is.
Damn straight. But I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm nowhere to talk. I mean, my computer's pretty crap as well, especially here lately. It really is. I'm serious. I have no freaking idea what the hell is going on with it. I really don't understand. Because I'm just sitting over here wondering what the hell is going on because I have to. I don't know. I mentioned it many times, but what's happening is that whenever the computer changes resolution, it'll crash. Just like
this is why I hate virus. Like my Wi-Fi just crashed on my phone.
That's nothing to do with wireless, but
Wi-Fi is wireless.
Yes, but we're not talking about that. Hold on. I'm saying when it comes down to it, the resolution changes on the computer to 720 or whatever else, it crashes. And that kind of sucks because really it's mostly when the graphics card has to turn off for a minute to set up some settings. And that happens in some games where it'll like a certain screen will go black for a minute because it has to load in some stuff. That can kind of break it too. Just anything graphical where it just has to shut off for a minute to change a setting. It just kills it. And I don't know if it's a Windows issue, the graphics card itself is dying, or it's a driver issue, which is most likely the case because I've seen there's a laptop driver going around that's doing it. So I don't freaking know. So it's either I need to downgrade like 3 different drivers. Well, I mean like downgrade 3 times on the same driver, or wait till they fix it, which I don't know if they even will. I'm just stuck.
That's like the fucking issue these days. Like these days when they update, I don't think they get that an update is meant to fix stuff, not break it.
I don't really think they do a lot of testing. I just don't. This is one reason why I'm glad I've mentioned many times on that bit too, that 343, the makers of Halo, are doing flighting, where everyone in the community can be testing their new updates and everything, because that's a good way to make sure you're not going to have game-breaking updates by launch. And in this case, for drivers, you should have people who are going to be testing these constantly to make sure there isn't any issues. And I'm pretty sure it's a big damn issue if you're going to be going into a game and changing from your native resolution of 10 to 720 and it crashes. It's a very big issue.
Nah, how can that be an issue?
You are AMD. I'm sure you have access to like 60 different computers where you can put in different GPUs in each to make sure they all work.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you need to get a bigger budget, because that should be pretty stock in a place that specializes making graphics cards and processors. Well, that's good news, but yeah, I don't know. Which that is another thing too. AMD, their CPU extremely great. How the hell can they do one thing really good and the other thing?
I mean, a lot of stuff can like Razer. They do a great. They have great sound, but like the durability is like, how can you not be good at that too?
I mean, yeah, they do like I've gone through. I can say right now, I've gone through 4 headsets.
I think I've gone through 3 headsets, and it's still working. But the issue is the mic.
I mean, 3 green ones. The first one, actually no, the first 2. What was it? No, okay. The first one, the sound was like glitching like absolute hell, where it would just like start. You'd hear a lot of static in every single place. The second one, the jack at the end broke. It snapped in 2, and which that can happen to anything. Really, that wasn't their fault, but whatever. The third one, same thing that the first one did, but I got it to a point where it would mostly work okay. And my dog chewed up that end of the cable, so that's gone. And then the fourth one, which came with a holiday bundle that I have, which I wish I would have waited to buy the 2018 version because it gave chroma gear. This one just gives normal gear, 2017.
Oh, you
Whatever.
cry.
That holiday bundle gave another headset, which was a black one. It was the so cheaper. The sides of the headset where the cups are and everything, those broke. Or basically where if you like pull it down to adjust size, those little thin parts in the middle, that broke on both sides.
Yeah.
Like
Great
one side
sound.
is breaking, the other that bit, all I have to do is just get some duct tape and put it on there or set it back. Then it's fixed. I don't have to worry about it. Just set it to a good size that'll work on my head or most people's heads that'd be wearing it. Mine or my brother's, because when he comes over, he'd like to use it. So do that. It'd be perfect again to use.
Huh.
I don't know.
I'm whispering for myself, if you wonder. If someone heard whispering, I was whispering for myself because I'm going crazy. And my VPN is on, so I can't fucking do it. I'm like, what do I have 126 ping? Oh yeah, I'm in Sweden technically still.
Yeah.
Even if my server is set in United States, I'm still in Sweden.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. But what was I gonna say?
I don't know, what
When it
you
comes
gonna say?
what I was gonna say is that when it comes down to uh, building computers and everything, the best advice ever to give, if you're gonna buy a CPU, that is on you. If you want to go for Intel, go for Intel. If you want to go for AMD, go for AMD. They both have their pluses, which apparently the AMD one, the latest version, is cheaper than Intel's and is better. So go for
That's
that.
kind of
Just do
good.
whatever.
Like if you have a better CPU that's like shaper, is good.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've heard. There's the i9 and the Ryzen 9 something, but I've heard that. I don't really know if it's true, but I mean like there's all this stuff that's like pretty good. So AMD could be pretty good in the CPU category. You can go for it if you want to. GPUs, go for NVIDIA all the way. Just NVIDIA, go for it. Especially because they're the ones that have freaking ray tracing in their latest GPUs. So obviously,
No, I want candy.
I should have just saved up a little bit more and bought a GeForce instead of a. Because I could have just saved up a little more instead of getting what I got and got a 1060, a GTX 1060, and I was really good at that point, or even just a 1050. I still would have been probably better off
Yeah,
than what I am now.
I would gladly have a 1060 or a 1050 or
Actually, I'm pretty sure 1060 wise versus my graphics card, the clock speed, I could be completely wrong about this. I'm guessing. So if someone wants to put up the actual charts, let me know. But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure performance wise, they give the same performance, but the only difference is mine has 4 gigabytes of VRAM and 1060 has 6. That's the only real difference.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Oh.
This new graphics card I was looking at, which is the latest version of
Oh yeah, I actually have
have.
changed the graphic card since a few months ago, but that was to an RTX 960 Nvidia. I think it's RTX
What?
960.
Probably GTX.
Yeah,
What are you on about?
I got a Nvidia card a few months ago. I talked about that back then with you guys, but I think it's a 960 Nvidia card.
That'd be GTX 960.
Yeah, it's not a good card.
Probably XM then. Those aren't too great. They're okay, but
It's not a
when it
G.
comes down to it, I mean, yeah, you always got the better deal. But when it comes down to it, I don't. I should have just waited. And like I said, now I have. I mean, there's this other card that's on sale right now. That's like 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's an AMD card again. So part of me is going back and forth. You know, if I had this much money, which I think is like 139, I think that's how much money it is. So it's like I could actually get that versus the real price was like 250 or something, or 290. I don't know. It's like that'd be something to get. That'd be way better than my current. Problem: AMD. I don't know if I ever want to buy anything with that label AMD graphics. Don't know if I ever want to buy that ever again. I've had so many issues with it, and it always upsets me.
Yeah. But yeah. That's interesting. Oh god. That's a lot of talk about graphic cards. That's
a lot of talk about everything, but when we go into rants, we go into rants.
Basically, like, for people that have watched it, if people actually have watched it, why have you watched it? Why?
How could you stand? How have you standed to be here this long?
How can you be such a nerd that you sit to listen to nerds? Jeez.
How can you be a nerd? How dare you be a nerd? We might be nerds, but how dare you be?
Like the new kind of bullying, nerds bullying nerds for being nerds.
That has been in a lot of places.
I don't get why. If people have that's basically opinion wise. Like, oh, we have our opinions and your opinion is wrong. Like, you have fucking passion about two different things. They're nerds about one thing and knows a lot about that, and you're nerds about another thing that you knows about that. By the way, fun fact.
There's a lot of like people who would actually like make fun of people and everything. Like they would just do that. Like they're like, oh, you play this stupid crap, da da da. And then if you were to actually see them at their house or something, they would be playing that same thing and enjoying. So why make fun of it?
Or
it's like, better than me.
I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever thought about the term nerd these days is meant for those that nerd in general is meant for someone that knows a lot about something that they is passionate about. That's what a nerd is. That's what.
But there's like a difference between nerd and geek for me. It's a little weird.
Geek and nerd is the same thing in the end, but
technically it's the same thing. But for some reason,
have you ever thought about this?
Like, interpreted nerd as like something different.
I mean, if you think about this though, sports jockeys, that it's like, oh, hey, sport is the best thing. Like, they're technically nerds too, like, because they know a lot of their sport. They know a lot about that. That makes them nerds because they know that. Fucking sports is a way of nerds too. But the biggest nerd is the trainers. God.
I don't know.
I love sports. Guys, I love sports, by the way. I'm not
me.
I'm not kidding. I was in school once, when I was in school, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. So this one guy, we talk a lot. I think it was when FIFA 19 came out. It was that. So I had bought that, pre-ordered, I think. That was the last FIFA I bought. And the guy asked me, do you like FIFA? I'm like, yeah, I like sports a lot. Like, he was so surprised because I talk about like different games like shooters and JRPG a lot. Then when I buy that, he's like, you liked it? I'm like, yeah. We got so confused because it's such. I'm like not that open about like a sports games that much because like I don't play it that much.
Yeah.
But I do actually play it.
I don't know. I guess a lot of people in that whole thing don't think that both sports and I guess basically sports and gaming can't mix for some reason. When honestly, in my high school, mainly the people who played the most games were the jocks. And that was the funny thing. Were the biggest nerds were the people who were the jocks. It's like, it was just funny. Like, all right. Most they would always talk about playing Call of Duty or Destiny or freaking.
Yeah, here is the thing. I think how it works is like, it's not that they feel insecure about what they do. It's that they want to fit in. Like, that's an issue with a lot of people. Like, oh, hey, we want to fit in, so we're gonna make fun of these people that is openly about doing what they do. Even though I do the same thing, but I want to fit in with the cool kids.
It's kind of both in a way. I mean, in a way, they're insecure about the fact that they do that, or I mean, in a way, so they kind of just make fun of other people for. But at the same time, they want to stick close to the cool people.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's mostly fitting in. There's like always. I mean, most of the time it's fitting in or being insecure. That's what people don't get about bullying in general. It's like there's technically a guy that doesn't fit in general with people, and for him to fit in, he has to be rude in a way, or he is insecure, and because of that, he has to prove that he is stronger or better than he believes he is by taking down someone that is weaker than him, in a sense of speaking.
The definition of masculinity.
Basically, like, oh hey,
that's gonna strike a lot of issues.
Hey, we start issues and then we end them by saying, but.
More like issues of saying "fuck you." Anyway.
I mean, also, that's like the thing. What is it with people that's like, hey, I'm not racist, but like, the but is never.
There's no but. Like the but's never gonna help. If completely racist, there is no but. You just admitted it. No one's gonna go away from that.
Like that's like, I don't get it. That's like I wouldn't do it, but like the but you should never say but.
Show that did. Like there was a show or something that had a person say they're okay with racism, but they're not okay with something else, and they're like saying like I can what was the damn phrase?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Something like that, I guess. So basically, we're just trying to say that they can draw a line basically at no damn it. They're okay with racism, but they had to draw a line at something. I don't remember what the other topic was, but and then there's just like black woman that shows up like you're saying you're okay with racism, and the one's just like I don't know what that was. Someone's gonna have to tell me what that was.
That's probably Monty Python or something. They have that kind of humor, if I've understood that right.
I don't know. There was some joke with it, but I was just like, I thought that was hilarious. Just like, wow, you just put yourself extremely under the bus. Oh man.
I mean, it's like
I think it was animal abuse. Was it animal abuse? Was the other topic?
Animal abuse?
I don't know what the hell it was. It was some freaking other topic, but it was some
like
somebody.
You're okay with racism, but you're not okay. What? Like that.
Yeah, it's like so you're not against racism. Is that what you're trying to say?
Like I can still get the people that says like, I'm not like this, but like you definitely like this if you use a but. Always a but in anything you say.
Can't be as bad as the guys on social media that's just like I'm not like other guys. Like, how about you?
You are exactly like every guy because you say that you're not like everyone else. You're exactly like everyone else.
The point is, don't say it. A lot of people just go off and they feel like they have to explain themselves when it comes down to it, but you don't have to explain anything.
When I say something, not gonna explain what I mean unless you fucking ask me, because some people don't understand what I mean. And if I don't even know what I mean, don't fucking ask me. What do I look like? A customer? Someone that takes care of people?
That's another thing too when it comes down to it. There's a lot of freaking weird people when it comes to social media. Apparently every social media website.
Yeah, have you seen Donald Trump?
Right. I think apparently every place is just a dating site, Twitter, Twitch, whatever, because so many guys trying to do something. Like
I'm just saying I'm not gonna date Trump. Okay, guys, I promise that.
I'm surprised he even still has a wife.
Oh fuck! I got pinged again by this irritating guy that pings me a lot. It's my God. This Nexus guy is very irritating. He pings me every time on Twitter. Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
Says the guy who pinged me first. Reputation.
but if I go down my list,
yeah, I was gonna bring up the Trump thing again. Just like, it's like, what the hell is? It's like, who the hell is this guy? Is that the freaking annoying orange? Can I make a live action version of that guy?
What, you said something? I got interested in Twitter.
I noticed. This is exactly how it is with Trump. I said that as a joke of Trump, just like someone looking, like scrolling down the thing, had no idea who it was. Like, what the hell did they make a live action version of the annoying orange?
Oh God, I never watched. I don't think I watched the annoying orange actually.
I never have either. Thought it was,
I may have watched like
stupid comedy.
Yeah. Apparently he's not popular, or he is popular, but he's not. He's like more infamous than famous. Like as a what?
Ooh, annoying orange.
Yeah, I think he's more like an infamous creator, like because he's like does a terrible.
I mean, it was pretty popular back in the day, but
back in the day. Ooh,
girl
another cute girl. Wait, I wanted to see the whole picture. Ooh, another cute girl.
Oh, another cute girl. Look at that whole picture. Like, okay, I don't think we should be talking about that.
I'm just watching Twitter when I thought you did the most work here.
That doesn't excuse.
I said something really dumb a while back, and I'm like, you can gladly take this out of context whenever you want. Like,
son of a... Why is that popping on my feet? Thanks, Swede. Something you retweeted has popped up on my feed.
What is a cute girl that is not fully dressed?
Girl. We'll go that far. It was something you retweeted. It popped up in my feed. I'm like, what the hell? Oh my fucking God.
You like
this
it?
was from days ago.
Days ago? What the? What?
Yeah, from November 7th.
Yeah, I'm just screaming. Yeah, what you gonna do? Is cry?
No.
Oh, look at that. The nerd ensemble with Nexus 71C. See? Oh, even more cute pictures of cute girls. Interesting. Like, if by the way, guys, if you ever check my Twitter, don't be under 18. Like, seriously. My Twitter feed is pretty much gone
so
from
basically
like.
You're saying you mostly like and I would imagine retweet NSFW stuff.
I would never. How dare you assume I watch a dozen? Ooh, cute girl again.
I didn't even hear the girl part. Just like, how dare you suggest that? Oh, hey, good girl.
Like, the fuck? It's like, that's a perfect ending of a bit. Like, how dare you accuse me of that? Oh, a cute girl. Like,
see, now this is the type of comedy that deserves to be here. I'm not gonna sway this away or anything. So like, this is perfect.
That's like the comedy that's like fun. It's like making fun of something. Like, how dare you say something about me? Oh, look at this. Like, that's comedy that's good because it's like making fun of the idea. Like, it's like making fun of racism. Like, that's like funny. It's because people are so sensitive when it comes to like making fun of racism. A lot of those stuff in general, like racism, sexism. What can we else make fun of?
Go for it.
But I can go pretty far if it's so. You know me. I mean, for me, I don't care how they look as long as they're cute, adorable, and I can kidnap them. I mean, ask them for a legal reason to follow me. with their own free will into a car.
I just. No, sorry. I found a picture. I want you to read. Oh my god.
Discord or Twitch? Okay, Discord. Oh wait, I have my other phone on with Discord on. Guys, I have 2 phones. Did you know I have 2 phones?
Congratulations. You want a medal?
Yeah. Did you send it to my Twitter? Oh my god, it's my phone dumb. I have to use my bad phone with the bad version of Discord.
Just install the good version.
I did on my other phone. That phone's dumb.
Why can't you on this one?
Because I don't have space on this
iOS.
phone.
Oh. Oh. Well, it'll overwrite your other one. Anyway.
Oh god.
Oh, that's another thing we should mention. That's a close off.
Oh god. Yeah.
So, that's Cybertruck, right? What the hell was he thinking? Also, what were the designers of that prototype thinking? Because first of all, you make that crap. It's like, oh, we got a Cybertruck. Like, it's gonna look good. By the way, I did not watch the video. I mean, I've seen the video with no audio, but I haven't listened to it, so I don't know anything that was said during it. But for what I heard, what I saw obviously was he's like, oh, we're gonna test the durability of this glass. It should not break. Throws a rock, breaks immediately. Then, or not a rock, but throws something at it, it breaks. It's like, okay, throw it the back window, breaks. And according to Evil, what he said is just something like, oh my fucking god. It's like, I don't know. He was extremely surprised that it broke because he thought it was supposed to be really durable. So I can imagine in the backstage area, just like, the fuck.
I mean,
but seriously though, that design and the tires. What the hell's with the tires? That is the main thing I'm worried about. The main design, it's weird, but I guess it has acquired taste. But the tires, those look like the freaking plastic tires that are on toys, man. And on the freaking Tonka trucks that you get for 3-year-olds.
So what you're saying that 3-year-olds aren't allowed to drive this car now? Wow.
I don't know. It looks like a damn rubberized just a plastic wheel. Like all tires are rubber. I'm saying freaking plastic wheel, and it looks awful. I'm like, what in the hell? This looks like either you just loaded up a very bootleg version of an N64 game or PS1 game. It looks, why? Or if you fancy it up, it could look like an old Warhog, but that's fancied up.
Why not is the question.
Why not? How much money was that thing? Let me look this up.
Too much. Hey, it's Elon. What do you think he's selling his car for? Elon Musk must be the fucking most amazing guy though. Like seriously. Even if people make fun of him, he's gonna go with it. Like, if anyone makes fun of the car, he's gonna go with that flow. And make fun of the way they make...
About 150,000 orders thus far for Tesla Cybertruck.
Wouldn't you want one with a cannon on the back?
So that makes sense, but seriously though, people are actually buying the thing. Me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to buy it. It's not that I'm saying I don't want it. I think they look stupid. I don't understand the point.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my scrolling through Twitter right now and listening to him talking. This is an adorable cat! Oh my god! Cat is adorable! Oh my god! I used to retweet like cat! I just saw a really adorable cat. Oh, kul girl also.
Let's see. What now? How much money is this? Okay. Single motor RWD, 39,900. Dual motor AWD, rear wheel drive, An all-wheel weir. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk. All-wheel drive, 49,900. Tri-motor all-wheel drive, 69,900. Self-driving, add 7,000. Self-driving is a add-on.
You're an add-on.
So it tackles on 10,000 for when it comes to the single versus the dual. Then the tri one, for some reason, has 20 more. And then 7,000 for the freaking self-driving. Oh, and you only had to pay $100 down.
He was throwing steel balls at the Cybertruck window.
Steel balls. Okay, that's what it was. Seriously though, what in the absolute hell possessed them to make this? That's all I gotta say.
Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, a cute cat again! I like cute cats.
Let's see, exoskeletons built an exterior shell made for ultimate durability and passenger protection. Clearly, the windows are not very durable. Starting with a nearly impenetrable exoskeleton, every component is designed for.
Are they building a truck or a tank?
I don't know. From ultra hard, 30 times cold rolled stainless steel structural skin to Tesla armor glass, huh? Are you sure that's armor glass? Dude, I don't know.
Again, are they building a tank or a truck?
If you're getting this car from the graphics of a video game, you should probably get the bulletproof glass that's available in those video games. There's something better where you use it, help eliminate dents, damage, and long-term corrosion with a smooth monochrome exoskeleton that puts the shells on the outside of the car and provides you and your passengers maximum protection. This sounds like a freaking sponsored video because I'm going nuts in this reading, but it's really me just reading. Oh no, here it is. Tesla armor glass. Ultra strong glass and polymer layered composite can absorb and redirect impact force for improved performance and damage tolerance. I mean, that's what you want it to do, but I'm pretty sure that video says otherwise.
Ooh. Ooh. There you go.
Okay.
So you talked about a tank, right? You were talking about the tank.
Right here and now. That interior, I think I kind of like. I think I like the interior of it though. Let's see. Hold on. So you can add 3,500 pounds in the back. Full like storage space for your toolbox tires. Utilize 100 cubic feet. The ability to pull nearly infinite mass and a towing capability of over 14,000 pounds.
Oh god, this was funny.
Seat 6 comfortably with. Oh yeah. Seat 6 comfortably with additional storage under the second row seats, complete with an advanced 17-inch touchscreen with an all-new customized user interface. Blah blah blah.
Is he still talking?
Seems to be. I don't know. This thing is weird. What's even worse is I think they use the same font as Cyber. Whatever it is. My mind's blanking.
Out my neck.
2077. I think it's using the same freaking font. Or close to.
What about Cyberpunk? Are you gonna get the game? Or
no, I mean, it looks really good, but whether I get it, I don't know.
I'm like the same. Like, do I really want to get the game? I mean, Keanu Reeves in the game, that's like kind of interesting.
That is a pretty big sign.
Yeah, but like, that's like one of the reasons I got Death Stranding, guys. That was like because there was a lot of people I knew in the game, and I was like, oh, cool game, I'm gonna get this.
There's a bunch of different reasons, but I mean, it looked great. I mean, it did look good. Are there any gameplay stuff that came out about it or anything?
I don't know.
I didn't watch. The only thing I watched from it was the E3.
Same. Actually, I didn't even watch that. I didn't even care about the game.
I mean, I watched it because it's part of the Xbox.
Yeah, because you're an Xbox nerd. Nerd.
I watched all of the conferences.
Nerd.
The one I haven't watched was the Square Enix one.
I didn't
So I
even
was
watch that.
planning on actually. The only reason why is because whatever it was, I was planning to actually do a reaction of it, but just took my time on that one. I'm like, no reason to do that anymore.
Wait, is that a Juki? No, that's not Juki. Oh, she was still adorable. It's Juki.
Honestly, we should probably just go ahead and just say screw it there, screw it in there, because I mean, what else we got?
I have one thing that I have not mentioned yet because I have not. Yeah, talking about Death Stranding, I completed the game a few days ago, 2 days ago from now. Actually, or was it yesterday I completed it? I don't know. So I basically decided to this is funny thing, I was like, I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm gonna go play some Death Stranding and finish the game. Took me about 4 hours to complete the rest of the story. It was like it was episode 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh god, I'm just telling you. The episode 10 was like the most boring one. 11 and 12 and 13, 14 was like really quick completed. More than I think one of them was a boss fight. That's the thing. Those are easy in this game. Like normally boss fights in games are meant to be hard. I felt like the only one I had problem with was the first one. Otherwise, the boss fights amazing in the game. It was a kind of interesting way to do. No, actually, second boss in the game was the hardest one. Because, yeah, I can't spoil it because, yeah, but it was hard. If you wanna watch it, you go over to my channel. Everything should be up on when this is up on my channel late. And yeah, so basically this far, I'm gonna say, and all about the delivering stuff kind of was irritating when you came farther into the game, like because yeah, and if you know about the rain in the game, right? You know about that. Yeah, kind of that, but in some places it was like raining constantly because it was part of the main game. It was meant to rain. Like this area is gonna rain the whole as long as you're gonna do this part of the game. So it was like, yeah, it could fuck you over a lot. You could fail a mission because of that. Because it was like, oh, you failed because your cargo broke. And you're like, okay, I wonder fucking why. Like, it couldn't be that you fucking threw like 20 things at me when I don't have stuff to defend myself with. Can't be that. Piece of shit. And then what else can I? Okay, now rate basically the delivering part and the boss fights. That's good stuff. Like overall, though, the game could use some improvement because fuck, he felt like a drunk a lot. Like sometimes he could stumble on a small stove without a prop that wasn't even like fucking that big, and you were like, how do you stumble on that stone that you could easily go over? And the driving in the game, terrible as fuck, unless you were like on a unless you used a specific. But if you used a bike in the game, it was fine. Like that could almost drive everywhere, but it was still terrible. Still terrible. I'm just saying. And for people wondering why I'm talking this out, is because I don't know why. I'm just talking about. I like talking about the game because it's so amazing, and I want to say so much more, but I can't because it's a little bit of a girl here that's gonna cry if I tell too much about the game because they want to play it.
The whole point is not to spoil stuff.
Exactly. That's why I try to figure out what to say without spoiling the whole game. The one thing I had one issue with is that I feel like they should add, to be honest, is that you can listen on the music in the game, but you can't do it while you're traveling, and that's kind of, unless it's like part of the game that when they throw it in, like, hey, you're gonna listen to this music because it's part of the mission and it's showing that you're close to your objective. That was the only time they threw in the music. It was like, yeah, you can only listen when you are resting or something in a private area where you're safe. But you couldn't have it on the go, like, hey, it's too silent, I want to listen to something. You couldn't do that. I feel like that's an improvement they should do. Like, they should add that so you can listen to music wherever you are. Or you get it at end game. When you complete the game, you can get it like, hey, you get this as a bonus. So you can do like listen to music while you're running around. Because the game is quite really silent as long as you're moving around. And that's kind of disturbing. I hate silent stuff. Like, unless it's like Resident Evil, because then I don't mind it. So, what's my overall thought about this game though? It's the best game of this year. Like, as far as I know, this year, this is the best game that has been released. Mostly, I think I'm kind of biased because I know, it's mostly because I like Norman and Mads Mikkelsen. God, Mads Mikkelsen did a great job, and so did Norman. And I have to admit it, sadly, and it's gonna make next a little bit heavy, but Troy did a good job too.
He always does a good job.
You're biased on this one.
No, it just every single time, it's always good.
I don't know.
I would imagine he probably did pretty bad, but or a few times. Well, those were early in his career anyway, so that makes sense.
I mean, early on, almost anyone does. Not everyone can be good directly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't expect someone to go into, like, that's the issue I have with works these days. It's like, hey, you have to have experience to work it. Like, okay, how do I get it? By working. But I'm not allowed to work if I don't have an experience. How do you expect me to get experience if I can't work?
Exactly. You're just saying exactly. Exactly.
Like, the fuck do you... What you're telling me is, if I want to get this job, I have to get experience. But to be able to get experience, I need this job. Yes.
Yeah, it works.
Hello, Frosty. No, I'm not gonna go to sleep yet. In a few minutes because it's on time. Because
but when it comes down to it, though, when it actually comes to the voice actor, like whatever it is, the word I'm thinking of. That sort of area of jobs. In a way, it mostly just depends on your skill, but at the exact same time, it depends on what's available. Because 9 times out of 10, you are not going to find really anything.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
one of the harder jobs because it just.
If you come to if you come to playing a terrible Russian, I can take the job. Don't worry, you can trust me. I'm Russian. Exactly, terrible Russian.
So terrible. It sounds correct.
Oh yeah, Tommy Earl Yankees was really amazing. He played basically the one black guy in the whole game. I think it was like a few other black guys, but they were not part of the main game. But there was one black guy. I'm just saying, he just made a great game. That's all I'm saying. And I was so glad I pre-ordered it because this still book I have, fucking amazing. And then I have my Pokemon still book also that I got when
What was the name of that guy again?
Tommy Earl Jenkins.
What?
I mean, who are you talking about?
The guy you just said. What?
Tommy Earl Jenkins. He played the one black guy in the game.
Wait a minute. Is this what that is? Oh no.
He plays Die Hardman. And Troy Baker plays Higgs. I'm just saying this. Higgs is a fucking great. I'm just gonna spoil this even if you don't want to, but he's a great villain. Like, one of the few, like, villains in some games is like really irritating, but here's the thing, when it comes down to it, Higgs is a great villain. Because he's like, he's just a lot in the background, but still does a lot in the front. Like, that's the thing about Higgs. He's great everywhere. He's amazing. Do you know the guy that I was talking about?
I gotta say honestly though, Troy makes a great villain no matter what. I feel like it just works perfectly as a villain. The voice.
I feel like he is a villain. He's even a villain when he plays the good guy.
He's just the villain who plays the good guy.
Like, I mean, if you think about it, Joel, is he really the good guy?
I mean, think about it this way. I mean, the way that he basically laughs most of the time is basically somebody who would basically be the villain. Also, one of his roles is literally the Joker. But then one of his roles is also the Batman, so how does that work? He's literally played as Batman and Joker.
Yeah, he's in the Telltale games, I think. He's one Batman.
Telltale and Joker in Arkham Origins.
Yeah, like, how?
It's like, well, you got the lucky deals, didn't you? I played both roles, which is the only actor in history to do that.
Yeah. He also plays Robin in something.
Well, Jason Todd. But...
Yeah, that's also kind of ironic. Like, he plays fucking. That's going
Jason
full
Todd,
circle. Like,
also Two-Face.
he's soon gonna be fucking
He's gonna be every single role ever. Batman. He can just take over the Batman actor industry. Commissioner Gordon, Troy Baker, pop up. Can't really take Penguin because currently that's Nolan North, but still.
I mean, he probably could do that too.
They usually don't like taking each other's roles, but who knows? They're pretty buddy now.
Oh god.
They do make a show.
But again, we were to end now because we kind of said, oh, we can end midway. 3 hours, 1.5 hours later. It's like, we got through this.
We can end early if we want to, but because we don't always have to go to 3, and then.
But it's mostly because if we do end early, yeah. Here's the issue though: if we end too early, we're probably gonna see the chat about stuff that should have gone on the stream. And that's about like why most of the time lately I've been like, okay, we're gonna talk for like 5 minutes, then I'm gonna end the call and be like, hey, bye, and then I don't even wait for it to respond. I'm like, click.
Yeah, he just immediately clicks. I never get to say. It's very insensitive. I just want to say bye back, damn it.
And he sits there and say like, oh, what I wanted, I was to say bye.
He didn't let me say bye.
just say that like visiting one time, coming home to you, visiting you, like the day after, like when I'm leaving, like bye, close the door. And you're like, but
at no point I won't even do that. I just be like, dick.
Like, get your gun ready, your softball gun, and be like, I will have my revenge.
Didn't say bye. Stabs tires. Now, can you?
It's like how to turn Nexus to a villain. Doesn't let him say bye. That would be like a terrible sketch, or that would be a funny bit to do. Like never let you say, but then make it to a super villain somehow. Because of that, we somehow access to like every fucking gadget ever without having money, and then be like, time to destroy you. Like, what the fuck? What is it with every villain have access to everything? They fuck everything.
Like I said the same thing about Batman. How the hell does he get that shit? He's rich. Come on, man.
Lucius Fox.
After he died.
I don't know. I mean, he still have a whole company that works for him.
Anyway.
That's kind of, yeah. So basically, he wants to do this in a fast way, but I'm slower than him, and as I said, I want everything to be thorough.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and say it my way. But here's the deal. If you want to follow me in places, the name is Next1C on literally everything except for Mixer, which is Next1C 600. Why? Because it wouldn't let me take my actual name. So everything else, just go from there. You're good to go. You don't even need a link. Just search it up. You got it. And for Discord, I have a link in my chat, which I just sent out, is the Discord and the audio version of this podcast, which is bada bing, bada boom. That is all on my side of plugging. So anyone in my YouTube chat or YouTube side, all of his links to his stuff, Twitch and YouTube, that is in my description. So
now that reacted. God, that was a slow thing.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna say the fast but slow, but like everything is in the description anyways. But like check out our Twitters again in our description, because that's faster when you're on the video. If you have downloaded it, yeah, basically it's just, I don't know what my name is on Twitter, right? Let me check it out. I think it's Sweden Catboy. No, Sweden Catboy. I had that. Most of my stuff is Sweden Catboy, except YouTube. That's Sweden Boy Gaming, because that brand, Sweden Boy Gaming, or Sweden Boy, basically is my brand. That's my brand. Even if it's a terrible brand, it's a brand. My Discord is in my description. If you want his Discord, why would you want his Discord? I mean,
hey, it's getting pretty active with just 3 people in it.
4 active people.
Much more active, much more people come in, but it's getting really active.
I mean, back when I joined, it was pretty active too, and it was only 2 people. It was you and no, it was just you and him. The one we don't speak of.
Afterwards, him about it, folks, but it's a difference.
That's kind of funny. Like back then, that was like good time, and then now we are like terrorizing people instead. I mean, we are very nice and polite people that would never terrorize anyone except YouTube. Well, because they make bad choices, so we terrorize their choices a lot. Otherwise, we would never terrorize anyone.
Apparently, they even released a blog post recently that says something like that, which is just to say like, oh, this is why we make these decisions that seem like, you know, we make these fixes to stuff that doesn't exist or whatever. I didn't even read it, but it's
like we do fixes to stuff that doesn't exist. And with that said,
that's not really a problem.
Like oh, you think this UI is not a problem? Okay, let me fix that. Like, but it's not a problem. Exactly.
I just remembered something that somebody said against COPPA before. If they're trying to make sure kids don't watch, then why do they keep making the site look more kid friendly in the past few years? Like, it's gone from being like a sort of rough UI to a more simple and less cluttered looking one, to where it looks more like it's suited for a kid.
Good job, YouTube.
Good job. You did exactly the opposite of what you wanted. Anyway.
The kids are not welcome here. Let's make it kid friendly. Wait, I want to say one thing. Why doesn't this? Yeah, you forget that. Why doesn't this affect Twitch? I don't get that. Why doesn't FTC go on Twitch with these rules?
This is why this goes along with what I'm about to say.
Oh God!
I completely forgot the other reason. The other reason why COPPA is happening. It's because YouTube was data mining and YouTube like basically to data mine kids, and that goes against the COPPA rule, which is to protect websites and places from collecting data on kids. And YouTube was doing that.
So does Twitch technically? So does.
Well, technically not, because Twitch also has the 13 or up rule, but
so does YouTube.
Too much. Yes, but YouTube has YouTube Kids, and that's where they were doing the data mining.
Yeah, that should they definitely go on, but when it affects the whole platform, that's where there is an issue. They should not force that.
I don't know. There's a bunch of weirdness.
Yeah, it should go on Twitch also then, because that applies to the same rules. Because yes, they don't have a side thing that is for kids, but they are still a thing that kids watch on. So why doesn't that affect the rules of Twitch? That's the thing I don't get. Probably that Bezo guy is like, hey, I have this beautiful money that I earned. And with that said, we started bullying people again. I feel like we need to go do other stuff. So see you people.
Everybody who has watched this now, or so.
Hopefully see you next weekend. Hopefully, unless he gets a job and comes.
Hopefully sometime. I mean, I should get the job immediately after the interview. It should probably take a week or two. Maybe. It really depends on them.
So hopefully
we could get it right away. I don't know. We'll see.
Hopefully we will see you next weekend. At least. But that will be with probably Destiny. Unless I force him to download Stardew Valley. Download Stardew Valley.
We need to just keep playing Destiny nonstop.
2,000 hours later.
Honestly, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, but I also want to play Stardew Valley.
Go back through the stories. Yeah. Hopefully we can do that at some point, but I'm saying we could just keep up what we're doing. Finish up Destiny, which is not going to take too long. Maybe a few more.
We only have Taken left, the Taken King left, and then we're done with Destiny.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
There is Rods of Iron, but we're not going to do that because it's story-wise, it's useless.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, again, see you guys next time.
Equally like that.